Mic on? Okay, there we go. Man. Yo, what's up, everyone? Jeez, I have had the worst luck. I tell you what. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Tuesday? Yeah, it's good Tuesday, man. Yo, what up, Genshinor? Man, of course, it's the days when I have everything set up. Something happens to the stream. Oh, man. I was really going to start this at, like, 7 o'clock as I put up there, but, man, right when I was about to press start stream, literally my mouse froze for whatever reason. And I was like, yo, what's going on with my mouse? I couldn't move it at all. I couldn't select anything. It was just frozen. I unplugged it. I replugged it in. Thing was frozen. I have no idea what was going on. So I had to turn off my PC, turn it back on. As I bent down to turn it on, I ended up turning my neck the wrong way. Now my neck hurts. Oh, man. But yo, we're here. We're here for Umineko, man. Yo, I definitely wanted to get Umineko stream today because I've been hype all day for this. Oh, man. But yeah, let's see. Where are we at right now? I'm still waiting for some things to load, but how's everyone doing? Oh, man. Okay, that's there. Okay, make sure everything else is together before I get this game going. The game going. Okay, everything's good with audio. Is my thing plugged in? Okay, good. That's plugged in. Man, I actually did pull something on my neck. I don't know what I pulled, but my neck hurt. My neck hurt. Oh, man. Okay, let me also... Where's Umineko at? Okay, good. Umineko's here. Okay, let me make sure nothing is open in the background. Oh, man. Oh, no. Please. Computer, hold up for at least the stream. Please hold up. Oh, man. By the way, did anyone get the notification that the stream was live, by the way? Or no? Because I'm not sure if my notifications went out, but today, episode 4 end, I have no idea. To be honest, I feel like we're getting closer and closer to the ending, and it may end today. Maybe, maybe not. I think we may. I don't know. To be honest, I feel like we're closer to the end today, but if it doesn't end today, then it's definitely going to end on Thursday. For sure, because at least that's what I think. Unless there's some more stuff, I have no idea, to be honest. So much has happened in this episode, and I mean the thing with the okay, what's happening here? Steam is offline. Yeah, starting offline mode. So what happened? The whole revival ceremony thing, that's already happened. Anji is now the island. She got rid of Ava Beatrice last time and whatnot. So I don't know what's well, I mean, I never knew what was going on in this. Because I never saw the anime of this. I've never read the manga. This is my first playthrough of it. So yeah, it may end today. It may end today though. Maybe not. Oh, you already had it open? Okay. Awesome. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, interesting. Yeah, because I know someone was telling me last week that they're not getting my notifications for uploads and stuff. And I was like, dang. What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? What's up with me? You don't like me, YouTube? Oh my gosh. But okay, but the Twitch notifications are up though, at least. Man. But yeah, what's going to happen next? Anji, last time with Anji, she was, yeah, we just got rid of Ava Beatrice, and then we cut to her on the roof. Or we seen the city view from above, so I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know what's about to happen. Yo, Hector, yo, how's it going? Man. Yo, Umineko, come on, game. Play anyways. What's this talking about? What's it talking about? You can't sync my saves. How am I doing? Hey, yo, how's it going? Thank you for asking how I'm doing. Hopefully you're doing well too. Today's been good. Today's actually been a pretty productive day. I got to record some stuff, edit some stuff. I just had some troubles with the stream starting it off. Hopefully my mouse doesn't freeze again. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. I have to restart my PC again. But, overall doing well. Doing well, It's healthy. I'm healthy, well, happy. Okay, let's see. Are my saves up here? Awesome. Okay, let's get this game open. But yeah, overall, 100%. To be honest, no problems. Yeah. Dang, that's kind of weird for me to say. No problems in life. Wow, yeah, you got no problems. Let's go well. But I don't remember anything that happens this chapter and how long it is. So this is kind of. Oh, you played it 9 years ago? Wow. Okay, awesome. Well, let's dive into this and see what happens today. Let's see what happens. Whether we get to the end of the episode or closer to the end as we embark on this journey of Umineko. Also, this is our 50th stream of Umineko, so thank y'all for tuning in for 50 streams now on this exciting storyline. That'd be crazy if we actually do finish episode 4 on stream 50. Oh wait, y'all can't hear anything. Let me change this up. Oh man. Okay, do that. Let me lower my mic a bit. Okay, that's good. Okay, nice. Okay, what happened last time? I got the feeling it was a long journey, and the world slowly sank into darkness. Okay. That's right. Okay. I was curious about this last week, if they updated anything regarding. Okay, nothing else updated over here. Battler's not here no more. Oh, interesting. Or our imposter, whoever that is, this unknown being, fake battler. Okay, then Maria's source is only these two. This is out in 1998. A timeline. Okay, got it. Oh yes, yeah, we'll be continuing Danganronpa streams this weekend. Yeah, I just had a busy. May was just a busy month for me, so yeah, we're definitely getting back to that this weekend, 100%, because I got to see how that ends. When I realized that the Pearl and Ruby made a red and white stream, the star that should have been sparkling that land sky but beneath me. Okay. I noticed that it was a vast nighttime scene spread out below. I gotta see how Danganronpa ends too, considering how far we are in that as well. I was in the sky of that nighttime scene, neither standing nor flying, but simply floating. From nowhere in particular, I could hear a clap, clap, clap. Is it a truly dull applause? Who's clapping? Birkenstall? Stell? I know. It's the one who ordered me to go on a journey. Birkenstall, yep. And who else would be clapping like that? Yeah, Anja Beatrice, yeah. She finally understood magic. Man, ow. Okay. Jeez, I really did pull my neck muscle. Jeez. Is this that? Oh, that would make sense. Okay. Turn my fan over here. Jeez.
愛と悲しみと怒りでできている。ベアトリーチェがどんなに残酷な魔女であったとしても、その魔法の源泉は全く同じ。
Yep.
だからこそ、彼女のその世界を本当はそっとしてあげたい。少なくとも、彼女にとってその世界は完成しているのだから。あなたが家族を諦められるならね。 だから申し訳ないけれど、私は戦わなければならない。家族
for
を
her
取り戻せ
fam.
るかもしれない。わずかの確率に勝てて魔女となる旅に出たのだから。
Yep, exactly. That's the whole point of her journey.
ベアトリーチェを殺さない限り、あなたには孤独な
Only
世
if
界
you
が
kill
存在しない。
Beatrice. Okay.
100億のかけらを旅した私が保証する。
Guarantees it. Okay.
分かってるわ。同情してる余地なんて私にはないのよ。心を鬼にして彼女の心を切り裂
Tear
か
her
なくて
heart
はなら
into
ない。
pieces. Okay.
その気持ちが揺るぎないならよかった。同じ魔女同士情が移って志をくじくんじゃないかと心配して。
Was interesting. Yep. It felt a bit hollow hearing that from a person whose face was almost always expressed. Yo, for real. Rokkenstone. The mysterious witch who invited me on this journey.
私、あなたが嘘をついてたんじゃないかと
Yeah,
疑
what?
ってたことがあったわ。
And when she says it like that, yeah, it does make it seem like she's kind of sus.
どうして？
Why? Yo, you're a mystery.
私は1998年の演者だから、家族を救っても、それは1986年の演者が救われるだけ。この私が救われるわけじゃない。
Unfortunately.
騙されていると思っていたことがあるの。その通り。
That Nipa,
私はあなたを騙した。
Nipa, boost of confidence.
今は感謝してる。
That Nipa of trust.
あなたは私に家族の取り戻し方を結局は教えて
And
くれた
then,
もん。
yo. Wait, let me read that. Okay. Yeah.
私は何も
And then,
教
yo,
えて
she's
ない
still happy that, yo, even if you kind of didn't tell me the full truth, you know, you helped me at least get my family for a version of me. 1986
あな
me.
たが魔女として自ら至った境地だわ。それは私のそれとは違う境地。私に理解はできないけれど、もしもそうならばおめでとう。
Oh, thank you.
私は
Arigato.
このゲームのプレイヤーではなく駒だとあなたは私に言ったわよね。ええ、言ったわ。
Huh.
その役割を今こそ駒に。感情はいらない。
Peace doesn't need emotions.
勝利のために最善を尽くせばいい。
Yeah. A piece used for victory.
その通
Yeah.
り、ゲームは最善手を差し合うものでしょう。躊躇や止まり
All the pieces are vital for a
差し手をおか
victory.
しくしてたら対戦相手も混乱するわ。
Sorry, Beatrice, but don't hate me. Ushiromiya Anji still needs her family, so I have the right to fight you, so that I can take them back. And you have the responsibility to be challenged by me to a fight. So don't hate me. In exchange, if you do win in this game, I'll give you my blessing as well. Oh, come on, let's go. Okay. As the piece I am, it's finally time for my true turn. Sorry, Beatrice. I won't hand Oni-chan over to you. Ooh. She said, you don't get Oni-chan. The world whitened. It wasn't white. It was a gold color as bright as can be. Hey! What's this? Where are we? there was the beautiful Ushiromiya. Oh yeah, this is the rose garden. Okay. However, the flowers and the rose garden were all gold. The nectar was also gold colored. The butterflies gathered there were gold as well. This is the Golden Land. Okay, so this is the Golden Land. The promised land that the witches of Mariage Sorcier had finally been guided to. There, all wishes are granted, and all magic and dreams are born. Yeah, because that's the thingy. Oh, yo, these two over here are having a party. In that garden of gold roses were two, and only two witches. I appeared as an uninvited guest. Oof. Making that atmosphere tremble with unrest. Yo, how is Maria going to respond to this, man? What was to them a wind of misfortune shook the golden roses. The incredible, beautiful scene, formed by the golden rose petals scattered by the wind, was clearly something not of this world. The two who had been taking a walk on a path of golden roses noticed me and were surprised. Oh, she's happy to see her. Okay, I thought she was going to be a little mad. Oh, but she's surprised. Dang. Bito spoke coldly. She seemed like a completely different person from the boldly sneering woman she had once been. Yep. She had closed off her heart and shut herself up in a world where she was alone with Mirio-ne-chan. A world where she could always be alone with a friendly Mirio-ne-chan, lecturing about magic while drinking tea, with no one to hurry them and nothing to hold them back. A world where not a single person who might turn them existed. Yes, to the two of them, it was a small, perfect universe. Yeah. Over here sipping tea doing magic. She said you cannot hide. Yeah, but she abandoned that game board. Are you sure about that? Huh. Ooh. Interesting. Ah, because if she doesn't say that, then Bisa would really feel like, ah, man, that's kind of sad. Oh, what are you gonna say, Maria? Just us is enough. Man. Bito held Maria tight, even creating a small warm universe between their joined arms. It is probably the birth of the smallest universe in the world. The smallest universe in the world, which a pair who needed each other could give birth to. No matter how small it was a complete world. But I had to tear it apart. For my family. Anji breaking down this party. Too busy broke mine. Anji is not having any of that. For real. She said that's the plan. It's not over till I say it is. Huh? That is a good question. Like, because this is 1998. Anji, so that long? Since 1986? I don't know. But I guess it's been a hot minute. Hot couple minutes. This golden land is made up of nothing more than the crystallization of Beatrice's and Mirio-ne-chan's thoughts. To drag Bito out of this world, I'm going to have to destroy it. Ooh. I will destroy this golden land, which must be final, peaceful world and be. Yo, she's going to destroy the golden land, the thing that's been talked about since episode 1. This This peaceful place? She's gonna destroy it?
それは違う。
It's the only way to get
この黄金鏡は
Bito.
嘘つきだわ。お姉ちゃんの
I'm over here saying Bito also.
叶えてくれていない。
The only way to get Bito back into the game, though.
ここでは何でも叶うの。見て、ここには優しいママだっている。
Rosa over here? Ain't no way. Yo. Gold butterflies gathered behind Maria. Is this the Rosa who we see after the result of her torturing her a couple streams back? I didn't forget about that, Maria. You were kind of wild for that. Forming a kindly smiling out Rosa. What did she feed her? I forget. What did she feed her own body or something? I don't know. That was... After smiling sweetly at me, it became golden petals and crumbled. Fake mama.
だって生み出せるの。エンジだって生み出せるよ。バトラだって、ジョージお兄ちゃんだって、ジェシカお姉ちゃんだって。いくらでも呼び出せるよ。みんな優しくしてくれるよ。エンジもおいでよ。一緒に遊ぼう。
Sorry, One-chan.
サク太郎は
Ooh. Haha! I was wondering about that. Yeah, what about Sakutoro? Upon hearing Sakutoro's name, One-chan looked like she was choking. Oh, got nothing to say?
その名を口にするな。
Why? Bito's expression changed as well, as she hugged Maria, guarding her shoulders. Sakutoro's name was still taboo for One-chan.
どうして口にしちゃいけないの？
Yeah, can you create him too?
マリア
As you said, Maria?
一番の親友の名前よ。どうしてその親友をこの素敵な黄金鏡に招いてあげないの？
Exactly.
どうしてこの何でも願いの叶う黄金鏡ではサク太郎だけ呼び出すことができないの？
Oh, what's that, Beatrice?
良いのだぞ、マリア。サク太郎のことを思い出さなくても。
サク太郎はママに殺されたんだよ。
Maria One-chan flew into a rage with a terrible expression on her face. Surprised by that voice, the butterflies throughout the garden flew up, blowing around like a typhoon of flower petals. By the way, this song right here is slapping.
知ってるローザおばさん。
Happy bump into it, but my neck hurt.
大切なサク太郎のぬいぐるみを引き裂いたわ。
Yep. That was terrible of Rosa. Well, they gotta remind us of that. Maria's scream became a storm that violently scattered the golden petals and leaves. It truly was a storm of gold.
やめよ！やめよやめよやめよ！なぜマリアの心の傷を再び引き裂こうとするのか。
She's trying to deny that, man.
大切な親友の眠りを汚すな。
And yourself?
どうしてその大切な親
Exactly.
友を
If you know it's gonna
あ
cause
な
her
たの魔
pain.
法で蘇らせてあげないの？それができるものならやっている。しかしあのぬいぐるみはローザによる手作りにしない。そのたった一つが引き裂かれた魔法的意味は
Is
ごまかさないで。どうしてサク太郎が蘇らせられないか。答えは一つだわ。あなたが本当の魔女じゃないからよ。
Ooh. Dang, Anji. Some words right there.
蘇らせられるとも。
Oh.
わらわの魔法でいくらでもこうして蘇らせられるとも。
Well, you just said you couldn't. Were you contradicting yourself all of a sudden?
サク太郎でこの庭園を埋めることだってできようぞ。
Yeah.
ええ、できるでしょうね。あなたの魔法では。
What's your
で
magic?
も、あなたの生み出したサク太郎は
Okay, so that's what it
決
is.
してお姉ちゃんには
Okay.
見えない。どうしてか分かってるでしょ？もう一度言うわ。あなたが本当の魔女でないからなのよ。
やめて！どうしてエンジはそんなひどいことばかり言うの？で、あとはたくさん魔法が使えるよ。とても素敵な魔女なんだよ。 サクタロだけは蘇らせられなかったけど、他のことなら何だってできるの。
But she could do absolutely anything else.
サクタロ
Maria really does look up to Beatrice.
できるの。
Don't lie to yourself, Maria.
お姉ちゃん、
Mm-hmm.
それは違うわ。魔
Yeah.
女にできないことなんてないの。それができ
Exactly.
ない時点で、ベアトリ
She
ー
was
チ
clue
は
that Beatrice
本
was
当
a
の魔女
witch.
じゃないわ。
それは違うよ。サクタロのよりしろのぬいぐるみはママの手作りの特別なものだから。
Huh.
だから蘇らせられないの？ベアトリーチェも。あなたの魔法はそんなにも不便な。
Inconvenient magic. Man. Ooh! Aren't you about to be like, let me flex my wrist for a bit? Oh,
そ
snap.
なたの魔法ならば、それができるというのか。できるわ。
Yo, Beatrice, don't call her bluff. Or don't.
マリアお姉ちゃん、私が本当の魔法を見せてあげるわ。私がサクタロウを蘇らせてあげる。
Just like that.
本当？
Dang.
できなかったんだよ。
And Beatrice is a great witch, right? Oh, man.
できるわ。
Man, Anji confident with
約
it.
束して、私がサクタロウを蘇らせてあげたなら、この黄金鏡から
Ooh, leave this golden land. Wow. Leave Beatrice by herself here.
そんなことは許さぬ。マラ
Dang.
ワとマリアの世界。マリアがいなくなったら壊れてしまう。
It will break, yep. The minimum number of humans it takes to create a universe is 2. Otherwise, our world is destroyed. To drag out the witch shut away in the Golden Land, I have to destroy this world. And it's by getting Maria out. Okay, I follow.
それこそがあなたが魔女でない証拠よ。本当の魔女ならね、宇宙は一人で生み出せるのよ。マリアージュ・ソルシエル魔女同盟。この同盟の存在自体があなたが魔女でないことの証になっている。嫌だ。マリアは渡さぬ。そなたは嫌いだ。今すぐに帰れ。
Man, I ain't seen that face on her.
勝手にみんなをゲームに引きずり込んでおいて、自分は機嫌一つで飽きたり追い出したり。
That's so childish.
なんて自分勝手な。
And selfish, yeah.
見なさい、ベアトリーチェ。そしてマリアお姉ちゃん。
Show off my magic. True magic. Have you do this, Anji?
本当にサクタロウを
Okay,
蘇らせられるの？
please revive him now.
できるわけがない。ここはワラワとマリアの二人だけの黄金鏡。部外者のそなたに使える魔法など一つもない。今のそなたには超一匹生み出すことさえ叶わぬわ。
静かにしてベアト。
Ooh, Maria over here scolding
お
her?
邪魔しないで。
Dang. I expect that from Maria. Maria told, yo, Bito, shut up. Okay. When Maria yelled, the storm suddenly stopped and the area returned to silence. The scene, as a massive number of golden petals that had been blown upwards quietly drifted down, was fantastical, as though a golden snow was falling. Maria, thinking about this unlikely, if only miracle, had unconsciously joined her hands together as though praying. Yeah, really hoping that he shows up. Bito watched Maria do this, her heart racing. If the extremely unlikely were to happen, Maria would. This world would. Yup, it'd be over. But it's unthinkable. Absolutely impossible. That stuffed animal, which had been the only one in the world, was torn apart and thrown away. Well, it's not really the only one, but... and not a thread remained. Reviving it was certainly and absolutely impossible. Ooh, she's gonna talk in red? This is my golden land. A world of magic that isn't mine certainly cannot exist.
できるものならやってみろ後ろ宮エンジ
Oh. As Bito screamed, like cry, the world lost its sound. I slowly recited the incantation for true magic. Ooh.
さあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。マリアの親友のサク太郎。
Sakutoro, the homie.
あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか思い出してごらんなさい。あなたがどんなに愛くるしいぬいぐるみだったのか思い出してごらんなさい。
Kind of is a cool stuffed animal, low key. I'd get a Sakutoro like plushie. Expressions of shock rose to both their faces. Yep, true magic. Then pushing Bito's elbow aside, Maria dashed forward. Then she clung to both of us.
大丈夫。サク太郎は消えない。
Yep, he's back.
ウリュウ
Hey,
ただいま。
nice.
サク太郎サク太郎 サク太郎会いたかった。
It was, without a doubt, that stuffed animal lion. Sakutoro. Hey, its softness, its texture, its stitches, it's everything. Maria had forgotten, but the instant she hugged that stuffed animal, it all came back to her vividly. Yep, to memories, man.
ウリュウマリアただいま。
Hey.
サク太郎サク太郎体は平気なの？どこも痛くない？
Yeah,
ひどいことされたのに
yo.
どこも平気なの？
Because, yo, Rosa straight up ripped his head off. Like,
ウリュウ
man,
エンジェが魔法で蘇らせてくれたから全然平気なの。
that definitely is a horrifying scene for her.
よかった。おかえりサク太郎。もうマリアといつまでも一緒だ
Now
よ。
about this promise, Maria.
永遠に一緒だよ。
Oh, man.
だから僕を離さないでね。
For facts.
離さないよ。永遠に。
Then, still hugging Sakutoro, she looked up at me with tear-filled eyes.
ありがとう。
Hey, hey.
エンジェの魔法はすごい。
It's true magic.
どうしてサク太郎を蘇らせることができたの？
She's a true witch.
後にもできなかったのに。
Haha.
ありえぬありえぬどうして
How can a human other than me use magic in my golden land?
こんなことは断じてありえぬ
Nothing's impossible.
何をうろたえているの
Weird deja vu
ベアト
moment
リ
there,
ーチェ
too.
これが魔法でしょ。
魔法のわけがないここはわらわの黄金鏡わらわ以外の魔法は
This is
絶対
my
に存在で
golden
きない
land.
世界
A world of magic that isn't mine certainly cannot exist.
そしてわらわの魔法で
Magic was
サク
not...
太郎を蘇らせることはできなかった
But you didn't say mine in red, yeah.
できるはずがないのだそのぬいぐるみは特別なぬいぐるみローザが娘の誕生日のために作った世界でたった一つの
The only... Ooh! Yeah, you can't say that. Yeah.
ね魔法でしょ。
Yep. Man, the red got her too. With this miracle that she couldn't possibly accept, Bito understood all of my magic. She looked at Maria and saw her instantly frolicking around. Looked at me, and then fell to her knees, with even her hands pressed to the ground, and cried. Dang. Hey. Yo, Maria over here hype as heck, and Beach is over here crying. Yep. Yo, Maria really like shoving that in her face with that. She said, I learned from the best. Which a resurrection. What a title. Yo, yeah, keep commenting. Yo, that's nice. At that time, Maria's and Sakato's forms flashed gold, and the forms of the two became golden flower petals that crumbled away. As the two became a golden witch and swirled together, they left for some other peaceful place, not here. Oh, so they just left? They went somewhere else, okay. Bito had, and promised, banished Maria from the Golden Land. Dang. So Golden Land just, what, cracks and distorts? But that isn't you in bold, huh, Beatrice? Yeah, she's happy for her, but at the same time, it's dang bittersweet right there. My friend got to see her good old bestie, close friend Sakuto revived, but at the same time, she's gone now. On Beatrice's face was a mixture of what was possibly every expression a human could muster. It was joy, anger, and sadness. Exactly. Without all three, vital emotions, the ingredients. Oh, yep. The ground shook, an earthquake. It gradually summoned greater and greater fissures, and began to tear Beatrice's final paradise apart. Golden butterflies fluttered about, trying to escape, but there was nowhere to escape to, and Beatrice was the same. The Golden Land began to crumble away. Yeah. Sound, man. The earth crumbled downwards like a floor falling through. And Beatrice was sucked into the depths of a jet black darkness. Ooh! Then she was mercilessly slammed against the jet black floor. It was a dimly lit, smoking room. There was no door to exit by, and while there was a window, it let no light into Beatrice's shadowy, smoky room. Okay. She shakily rose to her feet. There was a seat there, and the game table, still just as had been when she'd left it. The game board also remained in the same state that Bito had left it in. Yeah, she said, "Yo, there's his seat. There's the game. Get back to it."
ということなのか。
Bito put put a hand against her own seat and laughed sadly.
勝つか負けるあなたに与えられるのはそれだけよ。
Win or lose, no running away.
それに行き着くか
Yeah, for real.
引き分けは許されるでしょう。でも中断して投げ出すことだけは許さない。
Yep, sit down.
残るか負けて消え去るか。そのどちらかになるまであなたはその席を立つことなんて許されない。
Oh,
それ
dang.
が魔女のゲームのホストである黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェの唯一の務めでしょ。
Laughing weakly, Bito sat in that seat. Then she rested her elbows and covered her face with both hands, showing off a smile with nothing but her mouth.
勝てぬゲームを逃げることは許されぬか。ならばよかろう。わらわが負けるまで。繰り返そうではないか。
Until I lose. Yep. That's right.
何を気弱な。勝ちなさいよ。
Oh.
あなたの最善手を尽くしなさい。
She said, give it your all. Give it all or just give up already and just say you forfeit.
あ
Not
なた
even
が始
forfeit,
めたゲー
just
ム。
lose.
あなたには最善手を指す義務がある。いい加減に優柔不断にふざけるのはやめて。
Oh. At that time, there was a violent sound. Bito felt a cold, pathetic sensation on her legs. On her leg. Hey, Lambda Delta.
やっと捕まえたわよベアと。
Yeah, what?
おや、
Yeah, what's up?
ダイラムがデルタ教ではないか。まだおられたとはな。
Bito's foot was caught in an ice-cold steel shackle. Oh, she said she's making sure she stays here too. Tying her to the chair she sat in. She would no longer be able to escape from this seat.
もう逃げられないんだからね。私こう見えてもしつこいの。意外でしょ。
Yo, for real. She said you ain't leaving on this game either. Everyone's mad at Beatrice.
永遠に戦うのよ。勝つためにね。負けたくはないでしょ。負けたらどんな素敵な世界に叩き落とされるかちょっぴりだけ覗いてみたい。大丈夫よ。
Hey.
勝てるわよ。この大ラムダデルタ教があんたが勝つまでつきっきりで永遠に面倒を見てあげるから。
Until you win for all it. Nice.
しかし、戦いたくとも。
Oh, yep. Where Battler at? Where's the homie at? Or imposter Battler? Oh.
大丈夫よ。バトラーを見つけて
She found Battler. When Birkenstell appeared and clapped her hands, Battler appeared from the sky and plopped into the opposite chair. Is this like the Battler or a Battler? Battler's eyes were slightly opened, but there's no sparkle in them, almost like a doll's. Without one of the pillars that established his soul, he had fallen to the depths of darkness and had been drifting about. Okay, I follow about all this time. He should have been scattered and disappeared like mist. Birkenstell had managed to scrape him together. It's incredible that she managed to bring him back into a human form. However, even though his flesh had returned, his soul had not. Had been blown away by Beatrice after having its existence denied. Yep. It wouldn't come back easily.
バトラーもこの戦いは逃げないよ。
Doesn't look like he
あん
can.
たに勝つまでね。勝ち目がなくなってきたからって全て投げ出して逃げるなんて
The
そんな武装の許
inelegance.
しはしない。彼だってそんなことを望んではいないわ。でしょ。後ろ宮バトラー。
Battler didn't answer. His heart was still dead. His eyes wavered slightly at the question, but he couldn't answer. Huh.
バトラー、
He said, get together, man. Yeah,
あ
get
なた
hold
は
of
こ
yourself.
こにいるわよ。そして敵は目の前にいる。戦って勝つために。
Battler lazily repeated that, speaking incoherently. He'd come back. The wound he bore on his soul was no small thing. It was only natural. Beatrice had woven her red, and he had been denied. He had learned that the mother he respected was not his birth mother. And he didn't know who he was, for real. That's a lot to take in, man. Mm.
バカなこと言ってんじゃないわ。あんたは他の誰でもない後宮バトラよ。誰が認めようと否定しようと、あなたがそれを信じなさい。
At least believe that for yourself right now, because that's who you've assumed the identity of. That's who you are. So even though you're not,
じゃあ俺は誰なんだよ。お袋の子じゃないんだぜ。俺はどこから生まれてきたんだよ。
where did I come from? Barlow asked that question as his eyes, which still hadn't regained their sparkle, stared lazily up at the ceiling. Of course, she answered right away. Oh.
そうね。レアトが赤き真実で宣言したわ。だから私も宣言する。後宮バトラは後宮アスムの息子ではないわ。
なれば。
Yeah, Angie got, hold yourself, Beatrice. Yo, Beatrice, the first time you overlooked Angie, she destroyed that golden land. What's she about to do this time?
ベアトリーチェに復讐要求。後宮バトラは後宮金蔵の孫ではない。
Ooh. Ooh. Now Asumu's son, then who is he? Because I remember there was the thing where it's mentioned like he does have like they mentioned something in red that did caught my eye where I was like, oh wait, that doesn't mean that he's not related to someone, so or at least related to the Ushiromiya bloodline somehow. Meaning that, okay, but let's see if she says this. As a painful looking smile rose to her face.
復讐拒否ね。
Ooh.
レアトが宣言した2つの赤き真。バトラはアスムの息子ではない。そして金蔵の孫であるバトラにしか対戦相手の資
No one
格が
except
ない。
Kinzo's grand. Yep, exactly.
これに矛盾せずにバトラに資格を認められるのは以下の仮説。
Exactly.
私の青き真実。
Yep.
聞きなさい。
Go with it, Angie.
レアとの対戦相手の資格は金蔵の孫である後宮バトラであってアスムの息子であるか否かは問題ではない。
Huh.
すなわちあなたはアスムの息子でなくても
You could still be Kinzo's grandchild. Yep.
ルドルフの息子でさえあるならば。
Okay, I follow that too.
くだらない言葉遊びを
Word game, yeah.
青き真実有効
Hey, we got these two other witches
赤き真実での反論は
as our jury.
真実で受けられないなら
They said it
後で
passes.
対戦資格は何の問題もない。
Nothing to say. Ballard was still out of it. He still couldn't really understand what she was saying to him, for him. But even so, his spirit was starting to come back, bit by bit. Hey!
じゃあ俺は誰なんだよ。
The one qualified for this game.
あんたは後宮バトラ。確かにアスムお母さんがあなたを産んだわけではないかもしれない。でもだから何？あなたにとって母親であることに何も変わりはないでしょ？
Huh, it's true.
例えばあなたにとって後宮姉
おー
者は何？血
She's
は繋がっ
saying
て
right
な
here.
いかもしれないけど、それでも妹でしょ？血じゃないでしょ？絆でしょ？
Huh, exactly. What you got to say?
そうさ。
A bond, man.
血が繋がってなくても妹だ。
赤で言って。
Hey.
は妹だって言って。
She needs to hear that in red.
エンジェラ、
And he needs to as well.
俺の妹だ。あ、
Yep, there you go.
言えた。
Huh? She hugged Ballard, who was still out of it, and slumped to the chair strongly behind it. It hurt so much that it hurt.
どういう事情でアスムお母さんがあなたの生みのお母さんじ
Yeah,
ゃない
for
か
real.
はわからない。でもあなたは今日まで、そして今でも母親だと信じてるでしょ？この中
Exactly.
にはね、母親さえ。
Mm.
家族さえいない人だって大勢いるのよ。アスムお母さんはあなたを寂しがらせたことがある？ないでしょ？
Yep.
あなたの平和だった家族を
Yo, Anji is straight speaking facts right now.
6年も家族の元から離れてたから家族の絆が希薄すぎるのよ。もっともっと家族の絆を強く感じて思い出して、アスムお母さんのためにもこんなくだらない魔女の妄言で愛情を失わないで。
Hey.
そうさ。
For real.
おふくろはいつだって俺の味方だったんだ。ここはどこだよ。くれよ。帰りてえよ。俺の家族は、みんなはどこなんだよ。
Ooh, man. The light still hadn't returned to Battler's eyes, but tears appeared.
お家であなたの妹が帰りを待ってる。
Yep.
せめてあなただけでも帰ってあげないと。
Yeah, Battler, you gotta come back.
妹のためにもどうか
Yep, for your sister's sake, man.
エンジェ、俺の妹。
Mm-hmm.
でもよ、わからねえんだ。どうして
I mean,
俺はベアトとこんなわけのわかんねえ残酷なゲームを永遠に繰り返さなきゃならねえんだ。もう嫌だ。
it is sad though going through this game a couple times. Yeah, just end the game quick, man. Yep, right.
いつまでこんなところで遊んでいるの？妹が帰りを待ってるわよ。
That's right. Battler had been caught up in this strange game before he knew it. And, still unable to understand why he was fighting, he had been constantly sucked into the witch's pace, played with and made to fight. That should have been his most simple and first question, but he didn't understand that he had lost his purpose in fighting. That's why my voice won't reach Battler's ears. Instead of a vague purpose like winning against the witch, or because he couldn't forgive her, he has to be aware of a purpose for which he must win.
そうだ。帰りたい。親父やおふくろ。エンジェのところに帰りたい。
Exactly, your family, man.
嫌だ。ここは嫌だ。もう魔女は嫌だ。ゲームもさ、
Witches, games, murders, all of it.
嫌だ。
バトラの魂が戻りかけてる。
でもあと
Yeah, these two watching.
もう嫌でしょ。なら家族の元へ帰るためにも戦ってメアトリーチェを打ち破って帰ってきて。
Oh, is it gonna work?
嫌だ。
Dang it!
もう魔女は嫌だ。
He really can't.
ベアトも嫌だ。どいつもこい
Bita
つも嫌だ。
over here
お前も
doesn't.
嫌だ。お前だってどうせきっと魔女の仲間だ。
Bito doesn't want to do it no more. Ballard doesn't want to do it no more. Man. Oh, hey, Victor. Yo, how's it going? Been moved by the It's all good. Apparently, some of my notifications didn't go out for the stream, so YouTube over here screwing it up.
何も信用できない。赤くない言葉は何も信用できない。
You can't trust anything. You can't trust any words that aren't read. Huh. Wow.
構うな。
Man, Battler is in the worst place, man. Battler's soul howled. She shrugged his head from behind, strong enough that it hurt. Huh. Or hugged his head. Hey! Hey! Yeah, she couldn't just... Yep. Is he gonna realize? Connect the dots? Exactly. Trust in the red man, as you said. Hey.
寂しいよ。お願いだから早く帰ってきて。
エンジ、お前。
Mm-hmm. Anji's the whole time.
そうよ、エンジェよ。誰も帰ってこない世界の後宮エンジェ。私の家族は全てあの日のロッケン島から帰ってこない。
Mm-hmm.
目の前のあの魔女が家族を全て、お兄ちゃんさえも奪い取ってしまった。お兄ちゃんだけがあいつをやっつけられる。
Yep, there you go, man.
そして家族を取り戻して、そして私のところに帰ってきて。
Gotcha.
ペアとか
Then take your family back and come home. Yep.
俺の家族。
Mm-hmm. Come on, Battler.
そうと
Huh? Beats over. I forgot she was here for a second. Mm-hmm. Don't hide.
後ろ宮エンジェから家族を奪った、
Mm-hmm.
バトラはわらわの玩具よ。
Oh,
その
man.
父親も母親も
My toys. Yo, this lady Beatrice.
永遠に一人ぼっちで帰らぬ家族の帰りを待ってさまよい続けるがいい。
From Anji's arms that held him, the painful, sad days that had been experienced by his lonely little sister flowed into Battler. Because he'd been playing around in a place like this. His little sister had been left all by herself, had been forced to endure all that pain. Mm-hmm.
エンジくそ。俺は何をやってたんだ。
What are you doing, man?
エンジ、お兄ちゃんは大切なことをずっと忘れていた。
Battler tried to turn around, but Anji was hanging onto his head with an incredible force, so he couldn't turn back. Dang. Oh, was it sweat? Hot drops were splashing on the nape of Battler's neck. What the heck? What they were, he knew from holding Anji's arm that clung to him. Because it stained Battler's hands, his fingers red.
エンジ、大丈夫か。
What?
おい。
Yo, get this happy music out the way. It dripped and splashed. He didn't know what was going on. Battler didn't know because he couldn't turn around. But the hot drops that stained his entire back were surely blood.
お兄ちゃんを助けるために、ここに来るために唯一守らなきゃいけないルールが
There was a rule.
あったの。それがこれ、お兄ちゃんに私が
Yeah.
エンジェだと知られてしまうこと。
Dang. Yeah. Almost forgot about that.
辛かったよ。
Mm.
お兄ちゃんが
But it was the only way for him to like... Ah, man.
口にできないなんて、このルールさえ守ればずっと永遠にお兄ちゃんのそばにいられるはずだった。お兄ちゃんと一緒に魔女と戦うゲームを永遠に遊べるはずだった。
Mm-hmm.
でも
But
それじゃ
no.
ダメ。お兄
Ugh. And not Anji now.
帰らなきゃ。お家であなたの妹が
Mm-hmm.
待っているもの。それは私のことでは
Yep, it's
な
the
いけど、
Anji of 1986.
それであなたの妹は救われる。
Mm-hmm. Dang.
エンジ。
Ah, man. Yeah, it's a GG right there, man. He wanted to turn around, but Anji was gripping his head too tightly. However, judging by the blood that was pouring out and Anji's pained breathing, he realized that something seriously wrong was happening to her right now. No kidding.
気にしないで。
Only a piece.
ジェスデはね、サク
クリファイスって言うんだって。
サクリなんだって。そんなことはどうでもいい。早く手当てを。
Nah, man.
エンジェ
Nope, it's over with her. Banning peace, huh?
戦略的展望のためにわざと損を承知で駒を見捨てることを。
In chess, the ultimate goal is victory. So if it can bring you to victory in the end, there's nothing wrong with sacrificing a few individual pieces. Anji had coolly made a decision. She had been taught over and over again that she was a piece, not a player. In order to act like a piece and save Battler right now, she would have to become a sacrificial piece herself. Battler had to know. His purpose in this witch's game could be something as abstract as finishing off the witch. He had to win the game, release himself, and bring his family back home. Why? Because he had family, a little sister, who was waiting for him to come home. A being was created so that Ushiromiya Anji's voice could reach you. That's me, Anji Beatrice. I'll sacrifice the piece I am to give you the will to fight, to give you purpose. Yeah. My purpose isn't to play with you in a witch's game for all eternity. I came to bring you Ushiromiya Anji's mourning and sadness. Is my unshakable purpose. That is my, yeah. I really didn't think Anji was about to go out, man. Or at least 1998 one, Anji Beatrice. The white thin arm that held Battler became pale and transparent, almost like wax. And even so, the fresh blood stained it so cruelly. And she's gonna believe in him. Yep. Man. Yep. Yep, why I have to win. Exactly, remind him of that. His reasoning, everything. Yep, a nice boost of confidence here too. Exactly. A souvenir. What's going to... Okay. Oh, my bad. Hey. Hey, you haven't had a pointy moment in a hot minute. Anji's hand slid. Dang. And disappeared behind me. There were bloody fingerprints left behind, blurred by her fingernails. But I turned around. He did turn around. Yeah, he had to see still. To take care of Anji's wounds. Ah, man. What? What do you see?
どこへ
Behind my chair, it was as though about 10 watermelons packed with blood had been smashed. And there was a sticky, pulpy mountain. Ugh. Around it was a mountain of blood and minced meat. Oh, Anji. Oh, man. The clothes and shoes Anji had been wearing lay crumpled as though they'd been taken off and thrown away. Oh, man, bad. You really shouldn't have turned around. As though just the humans inside had been pulverized and tossed there like scrap. As though Anji, who had been standing there until a second ago, had been crushed.
エンジはどこだよ
Ooh, well, Battler.
エンジはどこに消えたんだよ
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
おいエンジはどこに消えたんだよ
You're looking at Anji. Right there. There. That's messed up. The two young-looking witches said nothing. And just silently looked at the mountain of blood and meat. Oh, man. But I didn't want to accept it. I definitely didn't want to accept it.
わらわはそなたの正面でずっと見ていた。そなたの後ろでエンジェがどうなっていくか。
Ooh.
お前は知ってるの
Yeah.
か
Beatrice saw.
どこへ行ったんだ
生きながら焼けたでっかいペンチで
Oh.
一つも一つも
Man, you gotta, like, describe this to us.
全身の肉を引きちまって
Size of a thumb off her. Ugh.
見ていた。魔女の釜で真っ赤に焼かれた無数の残忍な行為。エンジェルの後ろから一つも
Dang.
一つまで肉をつ
And all that time she was just clinging to him and trying to encourage him. Dang.
細切れにするのを見ていた。エンジェル
Man.
は誇っている。兄と最後の言葉を交わすために
Tuh.
その苦痛の喘ぎ
Yo,
を
for
最後に
real.
耐えたこと。
Sounds definitely painful. As if something like that could have happened. But on top of that mountain of flesh and clothes, where had fallen, the hair beads, right? Was without a doubt what she had been wearing on her head. Those pink jewels, her hair ornaments. Yep. Yo. R.I.P. Anji, man. So I remember them well. Why did Anji wear such cheap hair ornaments all the time? No. The thought that this is Anji. Yeah, man, this is. Couldn't possibly be. Ooh.
ベアとも正直ね。
That was messed up. She just said, right
そ
there.
れは見えてなかったんだから蝶々になって飛んでいったとか言ってごまかしちゃえばいいのに
Yo, all of them are just. Yeah.
それを見ていたのか
Mm.
エンジがバラバラに引きちぎられていくところを見ていたのかよ、見ててそんな平然とした顔をしてたのかよ
It's not my problem. Without answering, Birkenstock, Lambedelta, and Beatrice stared at me. Some in pity, others in derision, watching me. Since she'd called herself Gretel, and after what had happened with Virgilia in the last game, I thought she might be Bito's underling. Oh yeah, he did think that. And then it turns out his sister the whole time. And I'd been worried of her, not trusting her even though she was an ally. And now, after learning that it truly was Anji, without even being allowed to see her face, yeah man, I turn around and find something like this. Yeah, man.
良いではないか、妹のことなら。
Oh! Damn, Vito is being cold right now with that.
どうせそなた永遠にここから帰れなどせぬ。そなたが帰らぬ世界の妹などどうなろうが知ったことでは
Dang, she proclaiming she's gonna
そ
win?
なたがここで遊んでいる限り無数の世界のエンジェが孤独となる
But she's right
今の
though.
最後と同じ苦痛10年以上にもかけて薄めて強いられるそんなことはどうでもいいことではないここにいるそなたには見えない
Can't be seen by you, yeah.
観測できない真実赤き真実を用いねば立証できな
Huh.
いだからエンジェのその後の不幸はそなたに杞憂かもしれない案外ルドルフの遺産でのんびりと生涯働かずに暮らせてたりしてな、
What? That's a lie. Huh. Yep. From Anji's arm, every part of that sad future world had poured into me in an instant. Yep, of course. All because I keep on lazing about forever. Yo, for real, these witches. Playing in a place like this, I never thought about anyone but myself. I must defeat her. I'll take back my family, back to where Anji's waiting, and come home as soon as I can. Because even as I hang around like with the witch like this, Anji's heart continues to be torn to bits by sadness. Oh.
お前が見たかったのはこれだよな。
I turn towards... What's the music right now? I haven't heard this song yet. I turned towards the cruel witch who had indifferently spoken of Anji's brutal last moments and slowly, yet with all my might, pointed. Yes, let's get it going, man. They get to the point. Compromising. Oh, okay.
逃がさない。
Mm-hmm.
俺を本気で
Interesting. Huh? The tea party can't begin without the honored guest. Hey! Just perfect. No compromise interruptions or losing by default. Both players giving it their alls now. You said, come on, let's do it. Yeah, she's so mad. Oh man, she had to build up for that. Like, yo, Bito is giving off a whole like speech right now, non-stop. Jeez.
Ushiromiya battle!
Oh. Hey! Oh! Yo, it gave me chills! What an ending! Whoa! I'll show up there? Okay. Dang! I want to go back and check out those red words, even though that was a flash. My heart's still kind of jumpy from that shotgun, jeez. Hey, for Anji, the achievement. Golden Witch has prepared a gift for you to commemorate your stay. You can find these features on the tile screen. Okay. Yeah, but we have the last tea party. Do I have to press something? Do I have to press something? Is my screen going to... Thank you. Man, imagine my game froze right there. Man. What an ending. They said, yo, we're not going... They said, you're not getting no credits. They said straight to the tea party. Man. Well, we got the look now. Okay, we still have this here. Dang. I expect the tea party today as well. Right, it's tea party. Tea party 4, yeah. Wait, let me go back. What did they say what else was here? Okay, that's the tips thing there. Question thing. Okay, let's go to the tea party, I guess. Yo. Yo, you back? Yeah, we're back for the tea party now. We'll see how much of this tea party we get today. If we complete the tea party, if we get half of it today. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know what to expect for this. Second day, October 5th. What? Oh. Ooh. Second day, October 5th. So, what? I don't have a clue what's going on. Me and you both. Yo. Please, so explain in a way that even like... What happened yesterday? Hold up. Let me just check something. Okay. Ever since Utopya's battle is returned now. Oh, wait, what was that? The son Rudolph and first worth out. Okay, that's still there. Interesting. I was in the kitchen of the mansion grabbing some food without permission. If you open up that massive business class refrigerator, you can find anything. You can eat and drink as much as you like. Even the typhoon didn't clear up for a week. I'd have more than enough to eat. With wine in one hand, I was helping myself to some dry cured ham. Okay. I wonder just how expensive this wine and ham are. You ingredients are out of luck too. If only you'd had Goda-san to cook you, you could have been reborn as much more incredible food. Yeah. I don't know what I was trying to read there. I looked at the clock. Very soon it would be, midnight. October 5th, the second day would end. The insane October 4th, yesterday, seemed like a lie. That's how much nothing had happened after that test thing. Nothing happened. One Piece? Nothing happened? Oh, man. No phone call came, and no letters came. No person came, and no one attacked me. Nothing happened at all. I wanted to start demanding a refund on all the time and energy that tension stole from me. Because after that, for an entire day, a full 24 hours, nothing happened. So surely nothing's going to happen now. A full 24 hours ago, Beatrice called me to a spot in front of the mansion's entrance. Yep. Okay, so... There, I was given a strange test to determine the successor of the headship or whatever. I gave a serious answer on my own, but it still... somehow hadn't meshed with the other side. Yeah. Beatrice got pissed for no reason and fell silent. I yelled at her to try and say something, but she gave no answer. Okay, I follow what's going on. When I asked where Maria was, she just told me to go to the chapel and left. To tell the truth, it was an anticlimax. No matter what kind of weird test you give, at least tell me whether I passed or failed. Are you trying to say, thanks for coming, your results will be mailed to you later or something? Quit messing with me. Anyway, I headed to the chapel. After failing their test, both George, Annika, and Jessica were killed. I couldn't let Maria get killed too. Also, I might get a chance to catch some person trying to kill her. As a little kid, I often heard from Jessica that you'd get in trouble if you went near the chapel. So I'd never been there, but I at least knew where it was. I couldn't find any trace of a person there, but there was a key bundle lying in front of the door. These sound effects, man. I thought this might be someone telling me to open the door, but after trying all the keys, I found that none of them fit. I also called Maria's name, but there was no answer whatsoever. I searched around the chapel, but there was a limit to what I could do in a pitch black with just a flashlight. I realized that this key bundle might be a set of master keys, which could make it possible to open the door to the mansion. I found no sign of Maria, so I returned to the mansion. Nice. The mansion was wrapped in silence, and in a horrible stench. However, it's amazing how good humans are at adapting. The inside of the mansion must still be wrapped up in that smell. However, I grew completely used to it and stopped minding it. It didn't seem any worse than any old house where someone had burnt some meat. At first, I was bewildered by the stench, but I decided to head to the dining hall for the time being. Ugh. And found those corpses that were so pitiful. Goda and the rest had hesitated to speak of them in detail. Okay, so now we can see the updated bodies. Yeah, Natsuki can never like it. Okay, Natsuki. She's killed with a gun. Yeah, half her head was destroyed. Goes to the dining hall. Half her head was destroyed. Probably isn't soon. Yep. Head. Yeah, half head destroyed. Half his head was destroyed. Half his head was destroyed. And yep, probably going to something similar. It was the remains of Aunt Natsuki and the others who had become the first victims. Half of each head had been completely split open, and it was so gruesome that even without knowing a thing about examining corpses, I could say they were 100% dead. No doubt about it. And on top of that, the remaining halves of their heads were left like normal, so it was even easy to identify them. Really convenient corpses these were. In addition to those 6 bodies was more. The 7th corpse was Maria. Oh. She lay next to Aunt Rosa as though sleeping alongside her. I cried. What? Rosa was found in the dining hall. Butler wasn't able to make out any wounds in particular, so he assumed that she was killed by some kind of poison. The most peaceful form of invitation to the Golden Land. Interesting. Okay. And at the cruel wait, my dad and the rest had died. Yeah. I raced through the mansion, swinging the hat-stand spear, yelling, "Come out!" But I couldn't find any trace of anyone else. Thinking they might be planning to hide somewhere and attack me from behind, I went around searching for places to hide. Hiding places, sometimes growing more cautious, and sometimes intentionally letting my guard down in various ways, but in the end, not even a kitten appeared. Oh. Then morning came. My tension and fatigue combined with drowsiness, making for the worst kind of dawn. Humans are pretty incredible. Even when a murderer might be hiding somewhere, we prioritize drowsiness and fatigue over our own lives. By that time, I was starting to feel pretty ridiculous. After all, for a full 6 hours before dawn, I'd walked around the mansion, yelling at the culprits to show themselves. My search had been a careful one, and I tired myself out and let my guard down. Even so, no one came to attack me. Basically, I lost patience with them and figured they could do whatever the heck they want. The boat won't come until the typhoon passes. They said on TV that I won't pass until tomorrow, so I've got another full day today. Dang, a full day in this on this island and mansion by himself. Lazing about lost his interest. And even though I knew it would probably make the police mad, I decided to play detective a bit. Okay. Play detective, man. First was the dining hall, where the first murder had occurred. The 6 who had been killed in the beginning really were pitiful. The weapon used was probably a gun. Maybe their heads were split by something powerful like a magnum, bullet, or a shotgun. It was a reasonable theory to hold. Compared to that, the 7th corpse, Maria, had died in a much better and cleaner way. At a glance, I could see no external wounds and didn't understand how she'd been killed. But by her mouth were traces of bubbles that she might have spat. And it looked like a typical death by poisoning that you might see in a TV drama. That's interesting. Was Maria called out by the chapel and given a test? Yeah, with Kinzo, and apparently according to him last time, he said, yo, she passed the test or something. So, So why was she in the corpse-filled dining hall, lying next to her mother dead? Even if the cause of death was poison, who gave it to her? And how was she moved over here? Her clothes weren't disturbed at all. It's hard to imagine that she was forcibly pushed down and given an injection of poison. It's probably better to assume that she was given a capsule of poison with something and made to swallow it. But compared to the scattered and violently mutilated corpses in this room, Maria's corpse was too clean. If they had a gun, they only needed to pull the trigger. But poisoning, whether by having her drink it or by an injection, would take a lot more effort. Considering the culprit's brutal nature, you'd think Maria's death alone was given special treatment. Why was only Maria given a sleep-like death? True, being killed is always a pitiful thing. But for some reason, Maria's death alone seemed very courteous to me. Both of Maria's hands were joined. How am I getting scared by the music and sounds lately, man? As though the dead person had put them there herself. Did Maria do that herself before dying? Isn't this usually something... Okay, is my volume loud? Man. Oh, listen, man. As though sleeping with her mother, whose head was half crushed, Maria dozed in peace. For some reason, that contrast really bugged me. Including the direct cause, it's probably safe to say that Maria's death is shrouded in mystery. And more than anything else, the biggest mystery of this dining hall was the pitfalls. The pitfalls that Uncle Cross's group and Goda-san had mentioned. After the first 6 were killed, 5 more fell through pitfalls and were captured. What are pitfalls? Those things that suddenly open and you fall through them, right? Like a cartoon. The room had a solid floor with a carpet that looked dignified, if a bit worn out. No matter how you looked at it, it was a single piece. If a pitfall had opened up, there would have been a seam just in that place. And if there had been some trick like a pitfall, wouldn't it creak when you walked on it? No matter how much I walked around feeling the carpet, I just couldn't imagine that pitfall was hidden here. Anyway, it'd be one thing if a single person fell, but a full 5 people did. By putting together everyone's stories, each of them had fallen from a different location. So at the very least, there had been 5 separate places with pitfalls. Is this like a recap for us, by the way? So what does this mean? Was this room actually made with pitfalls across the entire floor? So by pushing a button, you could open a pitfall in the location of your choice, some kind of contraption like that? That kind of ridiculous mechanism would be surprising, even in a ninja mansion. But if Dad and the rest had heard about this, I wonder if they'd say, I wouldn't put it past Grandfather to do it, to make it, yeah. At any rate, I didn't learn anything more from the dining hall. Did the pitfalls not exist? Or did they exist, but I just can't find them? Amateur that I am, yeah. I can't say for sure. Since they claimed that the pitfalls were there, I can't ignore them, even if I can't find them. The next one to be killed were Jessica and George Aniki. I discovered George Aniki when I had been called out for my test. He had been called out to the arbor in the rose garden, and probably shot in the forehead with a gun. Poor George, man. And Jessica. Taken out like that. It's messed up. Jessica had been called to her own room on the 2nd floor of the mansion. Those to her room was locked. But that wasn't a problem at all since I had all the master keys. Yep. Inside the room, it was horrible. But after the dining hall, I was used to corpses, so I'd built up a bit of an immunity. The phone receiver was loose and dangling. Had she been killed while still on the phone with me? Jessica was leaning against the wall next to it, with half of her head split open. As far as I could tell by glancing at the scene, it looked as though she'd been killed while on the phone. If we go to her thing. This was found in the room, 2nd floor mansion. Half her head destroyed, probably resembled to murder with a powerful gun or something similar. She was smashed by her own attack due to George's counter. Yep. In that case, had the culprit been right there before our eyes? I hadn't gotten that impression when listening to Jessica's voice over the phone. I'm pretty sure Jessica said, "They got me." They got me! Oh! It's probably best to assume that she'd already received a fatal wound at the time of the phone call. That's right, she had said this. As she knew the results of her... That's what she said. From what I could tell by looking at Jessica's corpse, there were no wounds on her other than the damage to her head. Could she have had an injury serious enough to make her prepared for death and then died halfway through the phone call? But the way she'd talked on the phone made me think that she'd escaped harm for the time being. You shouldn't be able to have a casual conversation over a phone if the culprit's right before your eyes. So did the culprit come in partway through the phone call and kill Jessica? No, that can't be right. After all, this room was locked. Wait, that doesn't tell me anything. If the culprit stole a master key from one of the victims, locking the door would be meaningless. But she had no external wounds other than her head. In that case, should I assume that the fatal wound she was prepared to die from and the actual external wound that damaged her head were 2 different things? And that both of them were made to the same part of the body? In other words, Jessica was struck severely in the head and received an incredibly bad wound. Then she called me, and either lost consciousness or died while on the phone. Then the culprit came and damaged her head again, something like that. After being called to this room, Jessica was attacked by the culprit and received a serious injury. Then the culprit thought she'd been killed and went away for the time being. But Jessica miraculously started breathing again and called me with what would become her dying message. But to the head? Then the culprit realized that they feared the killer and rushed back to deliver the final blow after Jessica felt consciousness from massive blood loss. That seemed to add up more or less, except for how Jessica was able to accurately predict the nature of that final blow. And there was one thing that bugged me about the phone call from Jessica. Jessica had said this. Yes, she knew George's result. She said it almost as though she'd witnessed George Aniki being killed. But while you certainly could see the rose garden from the window in Jessica's room, you could even see the roof of the arbor where George Aniki had been summoned. It was very far away. And on the fact that it was a night of a typhoon, it's very hard to imagine that she was able to witness everything that had happened in the arbor from this window. And more than anything else, Jessica left before George Aniki. So she shouldn't have known that George Aniki's test took place by the arbor. Why did Jessica know that George Aniki had been killed? Okay, where are we going to now, man? Also, during my search of the entire mansion, I found Kiri's corpse as well. Okay. It was in one of the old guest rooms at the back of the first floor. In the past, before the construction of the guest house, the relatives had spent the night in these. Yep, I remember they mentioned those. Kiri-san's situation matched Jessica's perfectly. She'd probably been killed during her phone call with me. The receiver was hanging untiddly, and Kiri-san lay crumpled up in that corner. By the way she had been killed was very different from Jessica. Her head wasn't smashed. Instead, a stake with an occult design was buried into her forehead. It was so gruesome, so I pulled it out. Ooh. After pulling it, I realized that this might get me in trouble with the police later. So a little late, I set it down by Kiri's side. Its tip was sharp and stained with enough blood that it must have penetrated fully to the brain. I didn't know what kind of metal it was made of, but it was about as heavy as a paperweight. Certainly, if he were stabbed all out with something like this, it might cause a terrible wound. Really. I probably knew what that stake meant. It's one of those. The style of killing from the fourth Twilight onwards, the witch's epitaph. It's probably that gouge with a stake and killing thing. Hold up. Yeah, it's not there. Yeah. However, a human skull is very firm. No matter how much someone mustered their strength, could it really have been pierced so neatly? No. By my reasoning, this stake wasn't the cause of death, but had just been used to damage the corpse after her death. She was probably killed with a gun or something, like George Aniki, and the stake had been stuck into the hole left by the gun. Thinking of it that way makes it easier to accept. But was Kiri-san really killed with a gun? As she said on the phone, even though she was holed up inside a locked room, Kiri-san was being attacked. In fact, this room had been locked. Also, she mentioned that golden thread or something flying in attacking her. In fact, there were four places around Kiri-san's corpse with holes that could have been caused by some kind of attack. But a golden thread attacked her? Yeah, but she mentioned through the keyhole? I looked at the door from Kiri-san's perspective. If it had been one of those old keyholes you see in old mystery movies, where you could peek through the other side, it would have been clearly been possible to stick something through it. But even though the doors to the mansion were old-fashioned, the locks were the familiar, average cylinder style that you could find in any normal house. In other words, they weren't constructed in a way that would let you penetrate through them. So no matter how thin an object you might try to stick through the keyhole, it's unthinkable that something penetrated through from the outside and attacked. A cylinder lock. And a keyhole? And despite that, Kiri-san definitely said that something like a golden thread had flown in through the keyhole, spun around while aiming for her, and attacked her. A golden thread attacking through a keyhole. I couldn't understand what it meant at all. But even so, Kiri-san probably predicted that I wouldn't be able to understand all this. And it wasn't just Kiri-san. Jessica said it over the phone too. No, since the very beginning, from the time we talked with Goda-san and Kumasawa-san and got the phone call from Uncle Cross's group, everyone had said the same, consistent thing. Grandfather summoned witches and demons and is killing people with magic. They've been shown that right before their eyes. These weren't tricks or fakes. There was no choice but to believe it. With one voice, they had all said that. Everyone unanimously saying the same thing. When the mystery woman calling herself Beatrice appeared, even I had pretty much believed that she was a real witch and might start summoning goat monsters right and left. However, after being left alone for a whole day, my feelings of tension had faded completely. I was not able to think that something so stupid definitely couldn't be true. Did they lose their heads a little in an extraordinary situation where their lives were exposed to danger? And mistakenly think that a witch was attacking them with magic? But multiple people gave the same kind of testimony, and on top of that, none of their opinions conflicted each other. If it had been a single statement, I'd be able to suspect that they didn't see what they thought they saw. But doing that now is pretty difficult. Then right next to the back room, I found Uncle Cross with his head half smashed. Oh yeah, I forgot about Cross. He made it to the door before dying. Yep, Cross, yep. Even though he escaped from the dungeon of Kuadorian and somehow made it this far by a secret underground passage, he had been killed. Buried into the gruesome cross-section of his half-crushed head was a stake with an occult design, like the one that had been buried into Kiri-san's forehead. And this situation was very hard to imagine that this stake was the weapon used. He had been killed with a powerful gun like the sixth in the dining hall, and after death had been jabbed with a stake like Kiri-san. I wonder if the golden thread that Kiri-san spoke of attacked Uncle Cross too. Does there exist some kind of tool, like an endoscope, that's very thin but can be moved about at will? And that can also attack people? No way, I've heard of nothing like that. But even so, if this fact had been revealed to one of the relatives, maybe they say, I wouldn't put it past grandfather to make it, since they can't deny the existence of a gold thread X that can be moved at the will and attack people. I can either accept that this mysterious weapon exists, or else I have to accept that this was a murder committed with magic. To find the next corpse, I had to go through the back door and search around the outside a bit. Okay, so he's going backwards. Okay, we're going to see the other bodies. Is he going to eventually make it to that... Yeah, the, well or something? Behind the mansion, in the wild-grown bushes that were almost swallowed up by the forest, there was something like an old well. Yep. And next to it were Dr. Nanja and Shannon Chan's corpses. And they're dead too. Okay. Okay, both their heads were smashed. Okay. And though they weren't stuck in, there were stakes lying next to each of their damaged heads. Hold up, I just want to check something. Okay. Dang. In the beginning of this, everyone was lit up. Each corpse was atrocious, but having to look directly at Shannon Chan's lovely face, which had been half blown away, was very painful. Then there was the well. I'd heard that inside was a secret underground passage to the mysterious mansion Kuadorian. By this time, I had begun to think that Beatrice and accomplices might have used this underground passage, and left for Kuadorian. Even though there had apparently been at least 10 of them, I didn't see any traces of anyone. It seemed very likely that they'd already escaped to a different location. Okay, so he's going to go to Kuadorian. This is a typhoon. They can't go out to sea. It goes the same for the forest. There's no way they could traverse such a deep, uncultivated forest on foot. In that case, they only had one place to go. The mysterious hidden mansion Kuadorian. Though the secret underground passage at the bottom... Yeah, okay. Yeah. By this time, I had already lost my fear of being killed, and if I happened to come across the enemy, exactly, man. He's ready to fight if he has to. This time, I'll storm into your mansion. Yeah, let's see what cannon on the bottom there. The old door had a firm cover on it. The cover was an iron grill. The gaps between the bars were perhaps 20 centimeters across. You could peer inside, but it wasn't something a human could pass through. If I hadn't known better, I wouldn't have thought it any more than a simple cover to prevent falls. But from what Kiri-san told me, I knew its purpose was to prevent intruders from entering the secret underground passage. Yeah. But the cover was extremely firm and rigid, and no matter how much I pushed or pulled, I couldn't even get close to opening it. I couldn't find any obvious lock. It might be sealed by some mechanism, but no matter how much I investigated it, I couldn't find anything to release it. The biggest piece of information Kiri-san had tried to give me, gambling her final moments, was the underground passage in this well, and you can't even get it open. Okay, Battler. I had an idea. After all, I'd seen various tools in the gardening shed where we locked Goda-san and Kumasawa in there. Okay. And you got the master keys. Okay. I was wondering if we were going to go back to their bodies. But the shutter to the gardening shed was locked. On top of that, the key with Goda-san was, who was dead in the shed. In other words, the gardening shed was a closed room. There's no way to open it from the outside. In that case, I've got to break the shutter. Okay, there has to be a tool for that somewhere. I kind of feel like I'm going in circles here. Then while searching for that, I learned that the source of the stench that had permeated the mansion this whole time was the underground boiler room. Okay, so we're going to see Kinzo's burnt, roasted body again. The boiler room was a dimly lit, humid seal, smelled horrible. Yeah. But there were several large tools there, and I managed to find a fire hatchet and some massive wire cutters. And grandfather's corpse. Again. No, strictly speaking, I should probably say that I found a burnt corpse of a person who was probably grandfather. Someone's corpse had been stuffed into the blazing fires of that boiler. However, by coincidence, I was able to notice the number of toes on the corpse. Both feet had 6 toes. Okay, I was wondering if they were going to check out the toes. That's right. I think I heard from Dad sometime long ago. Something about grandfather having polydactyly with extra toes. According to old Ushiromiya family tradition, it seemed that those with extra fingers had some good fortune. Okay, interesting. Yo, for real. Ginzo always getting burnt. And because of that, grandfather was selected to be the successor or something. But I wonder if I can be certain that this is grandfather's body just from the number of toes. After all, grandfather was supposed to be the leader of the group of culprits. I didn't have a clue why he'd get stuffed into a boiler in a place like this and die. A mysterious corpse burning and spitting out a terrible stench amid the flames. If it really was grandfather, did that mean that the leader of the group of culprits wasn't grandfather but Beatrice after all? Grandfather was used because he was convenient and was then thrown away? Unfortunately, it didn't look like I'd be given a chance to hear grandfather's side of the story. Unfortunately. Now that I'd obtained the tool, I thought about rushing to take on a cover to the well, but I decided to break the shutter to the gardening shed first. I had plenty of time to kill anyway. I figured I should check the condition of Goda-san's. Okay, check their bodies, man. Just check it. Okay, so he broke the shutter thing. Okay. And scissors around it, opening up a keyhole. Okay, opening up a hole. Then I faced Goda-san Kumasawa's corpse once more. Horrible scene, man. Hold up. Okay, what's this new fact you learned? First, they had not died by being hung by the neck. Both their feet were also solidly on the floor. And on both their foreheads were signs that they'd been shot with a gun. Interesting. The loop seemed no longer like a normal noose. And on top of that, the length was different from each to match the height of each person. In other words, the lengths had been adjusted so that both Goda-san, who was tall, and Kuma-san, who was short, had their feet barely on the ground. Also, while the corpses carried both their weights as their head lollied, both of them had some shackles below their knees. Had slack below the that's like shackles. Had slack below the knees. Okay, this meant that they stood up with these loops around their necks. There would have been some extra length. In other words, these loops wouldn't have been that great for hanging people. The direct cause of death was probably a shot to the head. It was gruesome. So someone shot them in the head and then, dang. Their insides were still dripping from those gaping holes, staining their faces a deep red. It's probably best to assume that they were then hung, pulled up, and then exposed like that. If they'd been shot with a gun, they would probably have been lying down on the floor. If that had been the case, you wouldn't have been able to tell they were dead even if you peeked through the window. The amount of stuff would have gotten in the way, so if they'd been lying around, they would have been hidden. To make the deaths of these two known to the rest of us who couldn't go inside, they would have had to hang them like this, making it invisible from the outside. Was this done to get back at us for thinking that those two would be safe with the key with them? Yeah. I wonder where the shutter key we gave Goda-san, which should have ensured their safety, is now. That key was in the pocket of his trousers. Been a closed room. Okay, so garden shed was a closed room. And that gave rise to another question. Because this can't be explained by a hanging, if they didn't commit suicide, then those nooses were set up by the culprit. It might have been possible to shoot them through the window, but it's really unthinkable that someone could have tied two loops to the beam from the outside. And furthermore, there's no way they could have lifted up a heavy corpses. In other words, all they had to do this, they would have had to go inside. But the key was in Goda-san's pocket, and the shutter had been locked. In other words, the gardening shed had been a closed room. Goda-san had said that there was only one key to the shutter, but it's possible that there was a copy, and that the culprit was in possession of it. If we're allowed to theorize that there actually was a duplicate of the gardening storehouse key, and that Goda-san just didn't know about it, then this isn't even close to a closed room. But why is it that, despite the fact that almost all the other corpses were shot to death and left almost completely alone, just these two corpses were intentionally hoisted up? That's a good question. I couldn't help but feel something was a bit odd about that. After this, if we assume that the mystery corpse in the boiler room was grandfather's, the deaths of 16 people have been confirmed. There are 18 people on this island. I'm here and there are 16 corpses. Kanenkun's corpse was the only one because he's on the bottom of that well that's now locked. And who else? Hold up. And, you're alive. Wait, what? I'll wait until... Who am I missing? Yeah, these two, those two, okay, I'm not tripping. Okay. So with the well closed up lines, it's impossible to check. Check if Kanen's body's on the bottom. I try shining a flashlight through the bars, into the darkness of the depths of the well. But it seemed that the jet black darkness had no intention of showing me the depths of the light of that level. So that well is deep. Plus it's also like a typhoon, man. It's hard to see down there. It looked like I'd have to break the bars after all. Using that, because now he got the stuff from the gardening shed. So he can now break it. But the metal bars were extremely sturdy, and breaking them wasn't easy. Hit them with a hatchet over and over until my hands started to feel weird. Eventually gave them... Oh, man, your hands feeling numb trying to break something? It's impossible. If they were at least wood, I might have been able to break them. But this metal... This metal... That's right, there's no way you could slice through metal bars like butter with a human strength. I can't even begin to understand that story about how Kanekun cut through metal bars. Okay, you heard about his arm laser beam. And they sliced through the metal bars like he was cutting through butter. Yeah. Cutting through metal bars like butter. And what's with the red laser beam? Does that mean he secretly had a burner on it? And used that to burn through the bars? Still, just what kind of laser could cut through the metal bars like butter? It almost sounds like some kind of laser beam you find in those robot anime I loved as a kid, doesn't it? Yo, mechas. Does something like that actually exist? And how far did Kanon-kun get that laser beam? And how did he get it? Yeah. Now, how much I wanted to ask him, he's already been killed. Plus, even his corpse is now in the depths of the well, beyond this cover. If Kanon-kun could slice through the metal bars, I'm sure he could handle his metal cover with a single swing. It feels just like the closed room Goded-san was locked in while holding the key. Only one person can open the door, but they're locked inside. If only I had the power of Kanon-kun's, I'd be able to do something about this cover myself. Just who is Kanon-kun? He couldn't really be a non-human being capable of a strange power, right? Kiri-san told me to believe in witches, and I even met an insane woman calling herself one. Could Kanon-kun possibly be a human on the witch's side? Or else furniture? The culprit? What the heck? Am I going to start treating him like the culprit just because I can't find his corpse? Hey, there we go, Beatrice. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I got tired of talking and reading. Low key. Well, Kanon is dead now. Huh. Dang. Okay, that's what you're gonna go with? Even though she said in red? It did reach you, right? Volume's low? Okay, oh, let me wait for this cutscene before I pause or anything. And then he stops talking. Jeez. Oh, let me actually just do this. Okay, turn it up just a bit. What's open? Why so many things open in the background? What the heck? Okay, let's close that now. Golden threads that attack through keyholes. No, we even have testimony that something golden flew around the dining hall when first Six died. The two might have been the same weapon. Then there was a closed room murder of the garden shed, and the laser beam that could cut metal bars. And that wasn't all. There was much, much more, like the group of goat monsters. Can't forget about the goats. Virgilia getting crushed by them. The story of the witch who could create pitfalls just by snapping her fingers. The rabbit-like demons who had fired golden threads. I think there was more, but each part was all screwed up. I couldn't possibly accept it, and was forced to suspect that it was some kind of trick or mistake. By why in the world had everyone spoken with one voice, saying the same thing without contradictions in the testimony? It's not only the magic. There's Murray's mysterious death. Why Jessica knew that George Aniki had been killed. The mysterious burnt corpse that I couldn't confirm really belonged to that dang geezer. More and more. All stuff I don't get. I tilted the wine bottle up and gulped. Man, drinking his frustrations, man. I don't have a clue what's going on. After dinner last night, the kids were chased out and told to go back to the guest house. And then there was a massacre in the dining hall. Kiri-san and the rest were dropped through pitfalls and captured. How are we doing with time? Okay, I got 15 more minutes. Now you have to end this stream, y'all. Even though Kiri-san's group was able to escape the dungeon somehow, all of them got killed in the end. And at the very, very end, even Maria was killed, leaving me all alone. In short, I did nothing except stay locked up in the guest house. During that time, a huge incident occurred and ended. How can I call that incomprehensible? Okay. I don't have a single clue anymore.
もう俺はただの食欲魔人なんだぜ。俺だけ生き残らせるつもりかよ。とっとと姿を現して殺しに来いってんだ。もう面倒だからこっちからは探さねえぞ。そっちから正体を見せやがるってんだ。
Is she gonna appear?
隠れもしねえぞ。矢でも鉄砲でも持ってきやがれ。
I haven't gotten any sleep since yesterday, so I'm incredibly sleepy. If you want to kill me, go ahead. I decided to return to the guest house and boldly rest in peace in bed. When I exited the kitchen and passed through the lobby, that portrait of the witch came into view. The big clock did it too. It was almost exactly midnight. Okay. Almost the next day. Then the sound of the bell rang out, proclaimed that midnight had arrived. As I listened, I looked up at Beatrice's portrait. Exactly 24 hours ago I met you. What were you trying to say? And where did you go? Just who in the world are you, Golden Witch Beatrice? Haven't solved a single one of the riddles surrounding you. Show yourself, and fight me. Is she about to show up? No. Then the witch showed herself. Like a guest of honor finally appeared, she showed herself on the landing on the top of the big staircase.
ようやく姿を現しやがったな。丸一日。退屈させられてたところだぜ。
そうだ。丸一日を与えた。人間側の権利行使は十分。
Okay.
ああ。退屈だったんでな。存分にやらせてもらったぜ。
エンジェは良い子まであったな。
エンジェの名を。
For real.
あれは奇跡によって現れ、自らを生贄にして、そなたに絶対の勝利の執念を与
え。エンジェの名を口に。
Yeah, man. Yo, Beatrice, you're about to get slapped by Battler again. But yeah, it was though. I mean, she's kind of right though. He wouldn't have gone serious. It's true. Wouldn't have changed his whole thing. Yo, watch yourself, Beatrice, man.
必要な生贄だったというわけだ。そうでなくては、そなたにわらわを殺すほどの怒りは生まれん。わらわとそなたの拮抗が崩せる。ベルンカステル教名。これは駒ではないわ。切り札と呼ぶがふさわしい。
It is, yeah.
盤上を離れることは、しかし切り札。どんな力を発揮しようとも切れば確実に捨てられる。エンジェル、そなたにとって実に良き切り札だったの。
She really was. But yo, Beatrice really is riling him up intentionally. At Battler's angry roar, Beetle finally stopped talking.
俺はな、こんなところで遊んでる暇はもう一切ねえんだ。引き分けすらもエンチを待たせてる。俺はな、お前を打ち破り、家族を連れて家に帰るんだよ。てめえと魔女ごっこで遊んでる暇は1秒たりともありはしない。
ならどうすればよい？
What will you do, man?
ああ、お前をぶっ倒す。
Yep.
魔女も魔法も幻想も妄想も全て俺がぶっ飛ばす。 さあ、おっ始めようぜ。
Okay.
もう二度とごまかさせない。ゲーム再開だぜ。お前という嘘っぱちを追う魔女のベールを俺が引き裂いてやる。
素直に一言。
She's like, yo, enough of this build up. Man.
ああ、その言葉をお望みなら言ってや。俺が聞いてやるお前の望みで最初で最後のものだ。
Ooh.
感謝する。
Okay.
お前も
Is he really gonna say it? Hey. Yup. Kill you. Yep.
始めようぞバトラー。さあ、魔女狩りの時間だ。わらわを追ってみろ、追い詰めてみろ、殺してみろ。妹の最後がそなたに何を与えたのか、それをわらわに見せてみろ。
上等だ。
Battle's cry burned the world like a white light. And if you opened your eyes amidst the darkness, the two of them could be seen in a rose garden. What?
先手はどちらから。
Okay.
俺だ。
潔よ。
In the rose garden, beautiful rose petals danced. The color of those rose petals was red. Did the fact that they face each other in this beautiful rose garden prove or make claim to a red single truth? That must be why the roses are red. Flowers are blue. But in the language of flowers, roses represented passion, not truth. The flower for truth is a forget-me-not, and that flower is blue.
俺の青き真実だ。すべての一番最初から一番最初のゲームから始めるぜ。
Yep.
よかろう。そなたのお手並みを拝見しこい。
行くぜ。すでに宣言済みだが、もう一度言う。こいつは前回のゲームの南條先生の殺人だけじゃないぜ。一番最初からのあらゆるゲームのあらゆる場面を切り裂ける。
Everything was one move.
Ushiromiya金蔵はすでに死亡している。
Ooh.
島の本当の人数は17人。そこに
Hey.
の人物 X が加わることで18人となって
That makes 18
その人
people.
物 X の存在の過程によって17人全員にアリバイがあっても犯行は可能になる。これにより人間の数18人を満たしつつにもかかわらず違憲18人全員にアリバイがあっても
Huh.
犯人 X の存在と犯行は可能になる。
Okay, I follow that. You can break through all the murders in episode 1 by supposing an unknown person X. Furthermore, it's possible to explain the mystery of Kinzo's evaporation from the closed room sealed by the receipt by making the bold assumption that Kinzo wasn't there in the first place. Lesbito counters this with the red truth. The illusion of the witch from episode 1 has been completely smashed. Yo, he about to smash episode 1? Pause? The wedge of blue truth that Battle had thrown stabbed through the top of Bito's left foot. Was the red blood pouring from there a protest made by the red truth? Ooh. Bito shut one of her eyes tight, enduring the unbearable pain of the blue truth that denied her.
悪くない。だがまだまだわらわは否定されてはおらぬ。この程度では足りぬわ。
Oh, man.
続くゲームではそれだけで説明できる謎がある。
どの謎だ？
Oh, yeah, specifically tell us which
第
ones.
2のゲームの終盤でジョージがゴーダとシャノンを引き連れ夏日の部屋に立てこもり殺され夏日の部屋を解錠した鍵は室内に閉じ込められ残るすべての解錠可能な鍵はローザの手にある。犯人 X が
Yo, for real, this theme is wild right now. I'm liking it. Okay, so the blue wedge that pierced Bito shook. She was resisting fighting to pull it out.
いや、俺の青き真実は揺るがない。 犯人 X がマスターキーを入手していれば、あれは密室でも何でもないんだ。
Huh.
いや、入手は不可能だ。
Oh.
マスターキーすべてはローザが
They were. Rosa did obtain them all.
ローザおばさんが共犯であったなら何の意味もない。ローザおばさんは犯人 X に何らかの方法で鍵を渡し
Assisting in it.
密殺
Interesting.
人を幇助した。そして
Huh.
その後、同様の方法で
Okay,
鍵
Ballard.
を回収したんだ。
Hmm.
甘いぜベアト。
Haha.
当時の俺もすでに
Okay, Ballard. He really is giving it his all here.
そうであったな。
Oh. Oh. Really is doing damage. Yep. The wedge that had been gradually losing its sparkle had seemed as though it was about to be pulled out. Regained its strong blue again, thanks to Battler's additional blue truth, and dug into Bito again, eating into her foot. Bito let out a cry of anguish at that pain. Hmm.
まだ答えぬ。
Still nothing? Are you sure?
まだ。
Hmm.
まだだ。
さらに続けたい。6連結の連鎖密室。ローザおばさんとマリアの殺人。親父たちのホールでの死亡。クラウスおじさんと夏日おばさんの
Third
殺
game.
人。
Okay, okay, okay. I remember
エヴ
that.
ァおば
Remember
さんを
that.
犯人に仮定することで説明可能だ。
Mm.
これは
Yep.
当時、すでに論破済
うんうん
み。それに対し、お前がエヴァを通して出題してきた最後の難題。
Through Ava.
先生殺し。18人目の未知の人物 X で説明可能。これで第
Okay.
3のゲームまで全て打ち破ったぞ。
Can she?
反論はあるか。
Okay.
無論
Why are you stuttering?
この程度で答えはせぬわ。ならばゲストハウスからのジョージの失踪はどう説明
Yep,
する
can't
か
forget about that.
赤き真実を追加しよう。ジョージはゲストハウスの階段を降りてはおらぬ。窓から飛び去ったのだ。
He flew through. Hey, that part was in red though. But he didn't take the stairs. On the final stage of the third game, George suddenly vanished from the second floor of the guest house. Ava, who had been on the first floor, claimed that no one had come downstairs. But because of the blue truth, George could have snuck down to the first floor and escaped while Ava was busy carrying crosses and not to his corpses outside. But by adding additional red truth, Vito had denied that possibility. To go outside without going down the staircase to the first floor, he wouldn't have had to leave by the window. But all the windows had been locked from the inside.
だからなんだ。お前の言葉通りだ。窓から飛び去ったんだろ。
Oh!
下へ飛び降りても芝生じゃわからないし。
That
あの大雨で多少の痕跡なんて消えちまう。
was true.
赤き
Yep.
真実を繰り返す。
Okay.
外部に通ずる窓も扉も
We're locked from the
内側よ
inside.
り施錠されていた。
What about the outside?
しかもそれらの施錠はすべて
It's
外側
impossible.
からは不可能。
Oh,
ジョージに
never mind
通
that.
ずる術はない。
Huh.
青き真実を繰り返す。
Okay, what do you got, man?
俺も言っているぜ。ならば、ジョージの兄貴が窓より脱出
As
後、
someone locked the
誰かがそ
window.
れを施錠すればいい。何
Yep.
も難しいことはない。
Huh. That goes back to okay, okay. Yeah, oh man, Valor really is doing it. That makes sense. That makes sense.
あがけぬか。
Bito couldn't move the blue wedge that was buried into her foot. The fake witch was burned more and more by the fourth floor blue.
第3のゲームまでの全てにおいて、青き真実は未だ揺るがない。
Hmm.
ならば、お前が魔女であることを証明する唯一のゲームは、今回の第4の。
わらわが赤き真実にて反撃していない以上、そういうことになる。この度のゲームでのみ、魔女を証明せねばなるまいな。
Okay. What she got? What does Bito got?
食堂の6人殺しについて不審な点はない。 18人目の X が銃を乱射してみんなを殺した。
He
落と
killed
し穴について
everyone?
は実際に落とし穴が本当に隠されていた可能性もあるし、
Hmm.
キリエさん
Okay.
の仮説である。瞬時に混沌させる
混沌瞬時
毒矢の発射装置
Huh.
X の過程でも説明可能。
Okay.
ジェシカ、そしてシカローから脱出したメンバーの殺害も
Hmm.
食堂と同じで銃によるもの。不思議な点はない。
Huh. He said nothing
だ
strange.
が分かってるぜ。反撃があるんだろ。来いよ。
Yeah, let's see this comeback.
そなたの最大の刃である18人目の X は
Mm-hmm.
金蔵がすでに死んでいると
Was already dead. Yep.
そう来ることはわらわも分かっている。
Hmm.
だから金蔵を書斎より出した。
Huh.
その金蔵を
Welcome that Kinzo.
全員が迎えたぞ。親族会議に居合わせた全員が金蔵の存在を認めた。
The presence of Kinzo.
そうだな。だが、じいさまはずっと視線をさまよって寝込んでいた重病人
Yeah,
ってことになってる
so
ぜ。やつれてて別人に見えちまっても、みんな気にしないかもな。
Okay. I was wondering if he's gonna go something like that, like we have like a
そのじいさま、
substitute,
別人の替え玉だ。親族た
a
ちは
body
じいさま
double.
を
Yep.
間違えた
Mm-hmm.
別人だ。
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the thing I would go too.
すべての人物は後宮金蔵を見間違わない。
Okay.
いかなる変装であったとしても。
They would not mistake Ushiromiya Kinzo by sight. What about by sound?
ならばこう返す。お前は第一のゲーム時では5本以上存在することになっていたマスターキーの本数を第2のゲーム時に赤き真実で5本と宣言することで以後のゲームの設定変更を行っている。同じことで第4のゲームにおいて金蔵の生死の設定が変更されている可能性がある。よって第4のゲームの金蔵の存在をもってそれ以前のゲームでの金蔵の存在を証明することにはならない。よって、
Yep.
食堂での6人殺しはじいさまが自ら執行したと仮定しても何の矛盾も生じない。
Okay.
ならばこう返そう。4つのゲーム開始時の金蔵の静止設定はすべて同一で
It's the same at the start of all 4 games.
設定が異なることはない。
Hmm.
副賞要求。
Hey.
各ゲームの開始時に金蔵は生存している。
Ooh, was she? No, she can't. Please repeat it. Huh.
わらわはそなたに望まれてある真実を答えは
What he wants to hear. No.
じじいね。俺の前に立ちふさがりやがる。我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェを守るために体を張ってやがるってのか。
Oh, what? Explain that Tengizu came into view. Is he trying to do some kind of night blocking the path between me and Bito? Yeah, like for real?
バトラよ、お前にこのわしが超えられるかな。
Kinzo really came back to talk smack.
至らせはせぬよ。黄金の魔女の高みにはな。お前の浅はかな推理など私一人を超えることもできぬわ。
What? What? Kinzo's jet black cape spread as though it would swallow the world, becoming the snout of a vast black dragon that came at me, trying to swallow me up in one gulp. Faced with the black dragon's roar, I calmed my breathing and closed my eyes lightly. We got a dragon here now? Kinzo the dragon? She ghost.
わしはすでに死んでおるとする仮説を貫くか。それがお前の命取りよ。第4のゲームの第1の番にて闇に飲み込まれて消え去るがよい。
The black dragon's vast mouth, its snout, its fangs, swallowed Battler whole. In an instant, Battler suddenly opened his eyes. Huh. It's a word to my benefit. You made your mistake. Also, is that the first like interaction with Battler face to face with Kinzo in this whole thing? By the way, I just realized that. Right? Actually, no, it's not. It's not. Ushiromiya家当主の称号として引き継がれているという仮説だ。Ushiromiya Kinzoはすでに死んでいる。そしてその名を誰かが継承した。全員が承認した。それにより親族会議に居合わせた全員がKinzoの存在を認めた。Okay. じい様の変装をする必要さえもないのさ。一同が新しいKinzoを認めたのだ。よって見間違えるわけもない。以上の仮説が否定されない限り、お前が死んでいるという事実は。He said you're dead anyways. Okay. これでとどめだぜ。クソじじい。お前に復讐を要求だ。We got ghosts in here having to repeat red truth. 異なる複数の名前を持つ人物は存在しない。You can't. Damn, Battler denying everything. That's a long yell. Yeah, for real. Like, literally summoned the dude and it turned into a dragon for like. Okay. Ushiromiya Kinzo はすでに死亡している。そうさ。あんたは気の毒だよな。その死体が見つかる場合、いつも丸焼けだ。It is. 死後が経過している死体であることを悟られないための工作なのさ。そしてその名を誰かが受け継いだ。以上の仮説で、てめえは死亡しているにもかかわらず、Kinzoは親族会議に登場することができる。は。どうだよ。Is it really Ballad? Is this really checkmate? Or at least for getting him out the way. Several dozen blue stakes bored into Kinzo's ghost. Their terrible, destructive power couldn't let the ghost recover again. Of course, dude says Beatrice has his final words, man. Oh. Battler, you're looking sinister low-key. I won't forget my time spent with you. Yeah, your wild times. I don't forget about those things Kinzo mentioned you and Beatrice did. Dispersing along the shadow of the black dragon as golden flower petals scattered, Ushiromiya Kinzo became a gold-colored cyclone and disappeared. Even after death, he had fought for the sake of the woman he loved. There is no doubt that your love and madness were the real thing. Let the dead sleep. It said, you saw him? You're next. Okay, Beetle still couldn't pull out the blue wedge that pierced her foot. She realized that she was on the verge of death. Yep. You said final blow, man. Final blow. Can't forget about Anji. Okay.
今や避けることもかなわぬわ。
And she's gonna accept it.
後ろ宮バト
おう、金蔵死亡説による18人目の X により残り全てを貫く。
Oh.
第4のゲームにおけるジョージの兄貴とジェシカの死も X が犯人で
Also
説
by
明できる。
culprit X,
スカローから
okay.
逃げて殺された5人も園芸倉庫の2人も最後のマリアも全て18人目の X で説明できる。何もおかしなことはない。以上にて全てのゲームにおける犯人の説明を人間にて完了する。ベアトリーチェ
Cut and dry, man.
チェックメイトだ。
Hey. Dang. All those pieces are. Oh. Come. Yo. Beatrice couldn't dodge. Had several blue stakes driven into her and was skewered. Bito grabbed at them, trying to pull them out somehow. It was the sad music. Is this really?
死ぬな。こいつを引き抜かなきゃ死んじまう。痛いのは嫌だ。辛いのは。
I've had enough of it. The anguish, huh? With both hands, Bito grasped one of the blue stakes. Stakes. Naturally, the power of the witch denying blue truth burned her hands. Unable to even hide her tears at pain, Bito howled and tried to pull the stakes out with all her might. Dang. So she seriously is about to die. Yo. I really couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, really? Like. Dang, still trying. Oh, we're gonna go to that pumpkin marshmallow thing that you thingy. Hopefully I'm about to grab water when I don't have no more water. Certainly at that time, Rosa witnessed gold butterflies gathering and the fixing of the marshmallow by the miracle of magic. Hmm.
それこそが今回のゲームよ。我が眷属たちの召喚、そして魔法による虐殺、それらのすべてを大勢の人間たちに目撃させた。それこそが我が魔法の存在する証明。これをどう説明するのか。
Balor already got something for that too, I bet. He came ready. Or maybe not?
Stalemate.
Oh. What? Yeah, what?
魔法があるから魔法はある。そういう論法にはできないってのが俺たちのブラウン管裁判のルールのはずだぜ。
Oh. Okay. Guess that works.
誰が、何魔法を目撃しようともそれは魔法の存在の証明にはならない。俺はお前が見せてきた全ての魔法の存在するしないの遺憾にかかわらずその全てを無視して人間で説明することができる。それは俺の不可侵の権利である。違ったか。
At those words, the blue stakes allowed a even brighter light, knocking my hands away. As Balor is now, even if I pull up a witness for each individual bit of magic individual bit of magic, and demand an explanation. He'll probably use some kind of move to deny them all of them. Not just the magic with the marshmallow I showed Rosa, but all the miracles of magic. So I can no longer even claim to be the witch without questioning him about something like how a marshmallow was fixed. I'm in such an inferior position that I must fight over such trivialities.
わらわは無理かもしれぬ。分かっている。もとより勝ちのなきゲームだったんだ。なればいつか敗れる日が来るのは当然のこと。わらわはバトラに敗れるためだけに今日までを戦ってきたというのか。
Huh.
勝てるかもしれないと始めたゲームだった。
You did.
簡単には勝てなくても無限に繰り返すゲームの中でいつかは奇跡が起こると信じてた。何しろわらわには絶対に勝つという絶対の意志がある。しかし今やその奇跡は完全に失われた。そして絶対の意志はバトラに宿り、私には万一の奇跡も絶対にない。いや、奇跡も絶対もない。正しいのか。
Certainty.
引き分けによる終了もない。唯一許される。
Even through, yeah, true.
敗北を与えられるまで、永遠と抗うだけのゲーム。そうさ。私はバトラに殺されるためだけに。
And finally only be killed by Battler? Yeah. I looked into Battler's eyes. That which was reflected inside them wasn't me. The figures of the little sister waiting for his return and the family he had to bring back were reflected in those eyes. To him, my existence is already not even that of an individual. Obviously, from the very beginning, he has been trying to deny the individual that I am. Okay, so now we're going through memory lane here.
ちょっと騙しただけだったけど、ほんのわずかの間だけでも分かり合えたような感じになって。
Yeah, yeah. They built a interesting bond, if that's what you want to call it.
そこで手を打っておけばよかったんだよ。バトラがコロッと騙されたまま永遠に騙し続けてればよかったんだ。でもダメなんだよな。あれじゃ本当の勝ちじゃないんだよな。
これでチェックメイトか、ベアトリーチェ。
Beetle had been run through with several blue stakes, skewed over and over to the ground while still standing. Because of that, she wasn't able to fall over, and still looking up to the sky was sewn in place. That tragic form might have been a fitting end for the cruel witch who had endlessly toyed with 18 people's lives and who had killed constantly for hundreds and thousands of years. Gently, as though someone was mourning over something, rain began to fall. Amid that rain, Beetle was soaked and crucified.
終わりなのか、ベアト。
グーの音も出ぬわ。
Can't make out a squeak.
お前はこの程度で終わる女じゃねえだろ。
無茶を言う。この姿がどう見たら終わっていないように見えるのか。早くとどめを刺せよ。
She said, end this. She said, yo, this is it. Yeah.
言っちまえよ、お前の青き真実以上により 魔女は存在しない。
Ooh, yep.
言っちまえよ。
Will he really say it? I mean, he does that, it's over, but...
止めてしまえ。
Oh, man.
ダメだな。
ほ
Huh?
う、わらわにこれ以上生き恥をさらせというのか。すでに決着はついておろうに。
立てよ。
What?
俺たちの殴り合いはまだ終わ
It's
ってな
not
い。
over yet.
まだ
You said we have a round 2?
お前のそれは負けじゃない。もうやめたと投了しているだけだ。
In the way she did, yeah, that's true.
いいではないかよ。投了で。それでそなたの勝ちだろうが。とっとと妹のところへ帰るがいい。わらわなどこの場に打ち捨てていけ。
俺は言ったはずだ。逃げない。
Mm-hmm.
そしてお前を逃がさないとな。
Huh, he did say that, hey, respect. He said, I'm not going to run away, you're not running away.
何者だ。そして一体何が望みだったんだ。
Good question, good question.
それが知りたくばそなたの18番でも試せばよい。いいではないか。ただの妄想。
A mere delusion. Huh.
それでいいではないか。
全然ダメだぜ。俺はお前を逃がさない。
Huh. Dang.
俺はお前を打ち破る。このまま逃がしてなるもんか。
Yeah, like you were even saying, yo, even reflecting back on those flashbacks, they create an interesting bond.
幻想の暗闇に逃げ帰らせはしない。
So
打ち破る。完全にな。だから立て。弱々しいふりなんかするな。お前はまだなんてか隠してる。俺にはわかる。
なぜおとなしく見逃してくれぬのか。
親父を、おふくろを、そしてエンジェを、いとこのみんなや親族のみんなを、そして使用人のみんなを、お前はあれだけもてあそんで殺した。
Yeah.
その非道を俺は絶対に忘れない。許さない。
But
俺の肩にはよ、まだエンジェの腕の感触が残ってるんだよ。俺はお前の非道を許さない。だからそんなことで逃がさない。
Battle's eyes burned with the flames of hatred. The time had long since passed during which painful behavior would have earned his compassion. After being tricked once, Balor never sympathized with me again.
狼と羊のパズルどころか、これじゃ狼少年だ
What?
な。どうすれば負けを認めるためだけに無限に戦うのも、無限の魔女にふさわしき無限の拷問か。バトラーに勝利を与えぬために無限に嫌がらせを繰り返すのもまた無限の魔女なのか。悲しいな。こんなのが無限の魔法なのか。嫌だ。
Had enough of the magic, yeah.
無限に玩具にされるなんてもう。
Her feeling that she's being told with, huh? By witches. Ooh. Huh. Interesting.
勝ちはなく引き分け終了もない。ならばわらわを解放してくれる結末は。
And that's her dying. Which that's why she wants Battler to, huh?
魔女の道に落ちた時から 悪魔と契約をしたその日から末路は悲劇であると約束されていたではないか。
Makes sense. Making pact with witches and demons.
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ、ロッケン島の支配者ならば最後もそれにふさわしい貫禄を見せてみろ。
Okay, Battle if you're trying to encourage her to not give up. Even though he's beating her. Lightning, the world was smashed with white. Fitting last moments for the ruler Rokkenjima. Nah, she's not gonna give up, yeah. Still pierced by the blue stakes, Bito faced the rainy sky and let out a cry of laughter. Then she slowly raised her face and stared at Battler.
愚か者め、そなたの健闘をたたえ、勝ちを譲ってやろうと思ったの。慢心したな。後悔するぞ。
You regret that move, man.
それは譲られるものじゃない。お前から奪い取るものだ。お前だってそうだろうが。だが、魔女はいてもいいからなんて言い出す。そんな甘っちょろい勝ち方が納得できなかったから、前回はわざとああして最後にぶっ壊してくれたんだろうが。そうさ。俺は前回お前に一度情けをもらってたんじゃねえか。
She did. That's right.
だからその借りをこれで返す。
Okay. So he won. Okay. Okay.
俺の黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。
Oh, but can she? Would she?
バカが。
No.
バカが。愚か者が。二度とチャンスがあると思うな。
And she gave you a chance, man, and you lost that. When Bito yelled, the blue stake that had pierced her chest blew to bits and disappeared. However, the blue wedge that had pierced her foot at the very beginning still did not vanish. Interesting. So the beginning.
まだ抜けてないぜ。18人目の X の青き真実が抜けていない。
That's one that she can't get rid of.
そなたの副賞要求の一つに応じる。そなたの推理通り、全ゲームの開始時に金蔵はすでに死んでいる。しかし、ならばつまりは一人を抜かせばよいこと。わらわはこれまでこの島には19人以上の人間は存在しないと宣言してきた。それを金蔵の分一人減らす。この島には18人以上の人間は存在しない。
Okay.
つまり18人目を含める。
Makes sense.
18人目の X は存在しない。これは全ゲームに共通することである。
That's all games. Oh boy. Is he not gonna be pierced with stakes or?
そら見ろ。やっぱりまだ。とんでもねえ奥の手を隠してやがったぜ。17人しか人間のいない島が18人と偽られてきた。それが1人減って17人になり、ようやく正しい数になったってわけだ。これだ。お前をぶち抜いていたくさびが抜かれたな。戦いはゼロから仕切る。
Back from square one. Yep. Blue witch that had sewn Bito in the first place. Okay, the first one. There's no longer anything piercing her. The scars on her body had disappeared completely. There stood just Battler hoped for, the figure of the majestic golden witch who ruled Rokkenjima.
さあ来いバトラ。もう一度最初からだ。すべてについて青き真実で打ち抜いてみよう。
Okay.
我らはもはや遊ばぬ。逃げもせぬ。隠れもせぬ。そなたが不甲斐ないならばこの勝負、この場にて決着してくれよう。
So it's over right here and now.
勝利にて妥協しなかったことを永遠に後悔させてくれる。さあ、第一のゲームから。
Back to the first game. Okay.
第1のゲーム第1の番からだ。最初の園芸倉庫で見つかった親族6人の殺人に不審な点はない。アリバイのない誰にでも犯行は可能だった。
Okay, how's she going to retort?
続き
I guess not.
次のエヴァ夫婦の密室殺人
Given Hideyoshi.
チェーンまでかかった密室であったの、
うん
赤き真実を追加する。2人は他殺である。
Homicides,
密室構
okay.
築後に片方を殺害の後に自殺したのではない。また殺人は執行者犠牲者が共に同室して行われた、執行者が室外から殺害する手段は存在しない。
From the outside, no way from the
犯
okay.
人にはアリバイ
It's
の
like
ない
they're only
人間
become
を
from
想
the
定する。
inside.
それは死者だ。最初の6人の死体の中には顔面粉砕による身元不明死体が含まれる。これが実は偽装死体で犠牲者のふりをして姿をくらました犯人 X が2人を殺したとの仮説は可能だ。そして犯人は密室殺人構築後ベッドの下に隠れ俺たち全員を
They
やり
hid
過
under
ごし
the
た。
bed. Then y'all search around the whole room? Or guess not, never mind.
よかろう、次だ。
Okay, that was effective.
殺されたな。赤き真実を追加する。すべての
I remember that. Yep. Kumasawa was with him.
死者も含めよう。つまり島のいかなる人間にも死者にもカノンは殺せなかった。
誰にも殺せないなら自分で殺したということはあるか
I'd
ら
have been the one to kill.
カノン君は自殺かもしれない。
Again, took himself out. Dang.
カノン君は自殺ではない。
Will she?
カノンは自殺ではない。
Oh! Okay, like that? That's, she actually did. Look at that.
副賞要求。カノン君は他殺された。
復讐を拒否する。
Oh, but she won't repeat that. Okay.
その拒否で他殺を認めることも可能だが、お前はすでに
No
赤で
one yet,
誰にも殺せなかったと宣言している。つまり他殺ではないんだ。これは第3のゲームの連鎖密室と同じなのさ。
Yep, I
カノン
remember that.
君
Yep.
は自殺でも他殺でもない理由で死亡したんだ。
Okay.
状況は不明だが
But he died soon. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
胸に杭
Okay,
がぶち
I
込まれて
follow.
死んでしまうようなどのようなドジを踏んで事故死に至ったかについての説明は
Using devil's proof for that.
悪魔の証明により説明拒否。
ほうほう。悪魔の力を身につけたそなたは今や敵なし。
Yo, for real. He brought that devil's proof.
ならばその後の客間にての源氏、男女、熊沢の3名の殺人はどうか。無論同室していたマリアは殺していないぞ。そしてもちろん3人は他殺だ。
殺人を実行したのは身元不明死体で姿をくらまし
Okay,
た
culprit X again.
犯
Yep.
人 X で説明できる。そもそもあの3人の顔面も粉砕されていた。どれかが替え玉死体の可能性は十分にある。
Ooh.
身元不明死体についてその身元をすべて保証する。
Okay, I guarantee the identities.
替え玉トリックは存在しない。
Okay.
ならば相打ち殺人で説明できる。3人はそれぞれに銃を持って時計回りに突きつけ同時に相手の顔面を吹き飛ばした。その後、マリアがその銃を回収して隠した。これならどうだ。
Those guns and hit them. Huh. Oh,
なんていう暴論。
that is an insane argument, but
ならば最後の夏日は赤き真実を追加。夏日は他殺である。身元不明死体は一切ない。生存者も
all
全員がア
survivors
リ
have
バイがある。
alibis. Okay.
トラップ X による間接殺人で説明できる。夏日おばさんの銃に細工がされてたんだ。あの銃は構えて撃った
A
人
trap
間の
gun.
ちょうど
Yep.
眉間に弾をくれて
Explain
や
had
る
the
よう
bullet
に
hole.
作ら
Yeah,
れ
the
た。
shot to the head. Yep.
罠の銃だったとすれば説明できる。
夏日の額に埋まりし銃弾は夏日の銃から放たれ
It
た
was
もの
not
では
fired
ない。
from her gun.
夏日おばさんは内容不明の手紙によりおびき出された可能性がある。そしてオールに呼び出された。 そして特定の時刻に特定の場所に立つように強いられて、あらかじめ設置してあった銃を利用したトラップ X により殺害されたんだ。
素晴らしい。そなたの暴論はもはや心地よくすらある。敬意を表す。
What?
第一のゲームを
Even pleasure now.
感服したわ。
These arguments battling. They're giving her pleasure? Okay. Yep, damage. This Bito acknowledged her defeat in the first game. The stakes of blue truth once again pierced her chest, letting out a terrible sound. Okay. Okay.
答えぬわ。まだまだ。来い。第2のゲームだ。
Bito just barely pulled out the stakes that had pierced her chest. But even though there was no hole left behind, she still seemed to be bearing a deep wound that was letting out a massive amount of blood. And she was tormented by an equally fierce pain. But Bito grinned, grinding her teeth and pushed for the next game to start. But I won't feel any sympathy for her. Just by her existing there, we've been killed and harassed over and over. And Anji's been burdened with a future of isolation. Huh.
そうとも。わらはここにただ笑うだけでも永遠の地獄は続く。そなたを妹に返しはしない。妹は帰らぬ家族に1000年の間泣き続ければよい。
Uh-huh. Man, yo, she really is with the smack talk in this. But you asked for this battle, you asked for another round, to give her all.
当時の俺がすでにカンパしているマリアの鍵を何者かが密かに拝借し、事件終了後に密かにマリアのカバンに戻したんだ。
マリアの鍵はマリア受領後から翌日のローザ開封の瞬間まで誰の手にも渡っていない。
No one's hands, okay.
GG の書斎と同じ構造で、礼拝堂の扉がオートロックだった可能性がある。つまり、
Okay.
事件前に開錠しておいて、扉が閉まりきらないように石でも挟んでおいた。そして鍵をマリアに預けた。施錠はオートのため、鍵は必要なかったとの仮説もあり得る。
Okay.
金蔵の書斎以外にオートロックの扉は存在し
I was in
ない。
Kansas City. Okay, so only Kansas City has
扉
that.
は犠牲者たちが内側から閉めたんだ。6人の中に犯人がいて、5人を殺し死んだふりをしていた。
6人は発見時すでに全員死亡していた。全員が他殺だ。6人は全員が純粋な犠牲者であり、相互の殺人には関与しない。相打ち殺人は存在しない。
No simultaneous murder. Okay.
熊沢さんをはじめ、当時アリバイがない人間が存在した。そんな誰かが6人を殺し、内側に隠れていたと仮定すれば問題ない。
あの礼拝堂には誰も隠れていなかった。よって、その引きこもり密室は通用しない。
Yeah.
どうしたよ、後宮バートラー。
Is that all?
第2のゲームからは甘くないぜ。
It ain't, man. The second game was when things started to turn up. It was thundering exchange of red and blue truth. Yeah. The stakes and wedges of blue truth that I sent flying attacked one or the other, and Bito cut them down one after another with her red truth, her red treasured short sword, knocking them down. But the blood she'd lost from the first game was probably serious. Yeah. This intense exercise was putting an even greater strain on her. I could also see her breath grow ragged. That's why I can't hold back now. I'll corner that witch. This time I'll break through her. Okay. My twisted logic. I got more to that. My twisted logic. Oh.
トラップ X による犯行の可能性、気づかずに飲み込んで腹をぶちまけるような爆弾の詳細については悪魔の証明、説明拒否。
That is insane, man. That is some twisted logic right there.
そりゃ小型爆弾
It is. Babito failed to knock down the blue wedge as it flew at an angle like a piercing pitch. Yup. So, it allowed a loud thunk and gouged itself deep into her left shoulder. However, even as the breaking pitch hit her, her laughter didn't seem to be stopping. Yeah, I get it. Even I think that theory is pretty screwed up. But hey, you're going, man.
好きなだけ笑いやがれ。文句があるのか。
Huh. He is. He really is. He's just anything that works, man.
次なるジェシカとカノンの密室は
Okay, just can't remember that.
使用人の誰かが犯人であればマスターキーを使える密室ですらない。
その後使用人室でカノンらしき謎の人物が襲いかかり南條と熊沢が殺されたな。カノンの死亡はあの時刻以前に赤で宣言済みだった。ならばあのカノンは何者だというのだ。
Who was that cannon?
カノン君の死亡は赤で宣言済みならば生きているわけがない。よって襲われた彼らがカノン君と誤認するような何者かの変装の可能性がある。
彼らは異なる人物。カノンと誤認することは絶対にない。
Huh. What you got for that one, Battler? Is that one?
ならば金蔵の名の世襲と同じに
He's gonna go apply with that same logic as Kinzogi. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
別の人物がその名を受け継
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, zombie cannon showed up. Oh, damage. That was effective. Yep. The sound of a watermelon being squashed rang out, and a blue wedge was buried deep into Bito's left flank. Maybe it hit in a bad place, since it seemed to be really effective. See, the game's agreeing. After leaning over and moaning for a while, she laughed it off as though trying to make it seem like no big deal. Yeah, I get it. That must have hurt a lot. Jeez.
またしてもこともなげに人間の誰かを犯人に仕立ててきやがったぜ。ゲーム盤上では口が裂けても言えぬことを実にシャーシャーとのたま。
No, for real.
しかし有効だ。
And yet it is, yeah.
表現心地よし。心地よいぞ。これは痛みではない。
Isn't pain is pleasure? Oh my gosh, Beatrice, it's something else. When Bito howled, the wedge that had pierced her was blasted away. But the wound remained and she continued to be tormented by the fierce pain. He got more.
第2のゲームの最後の殺人、夏日おばさんの部屋で死んだ3人についての青き真実は赤で反論はあるか。なければ第2のゲームも俺のものだ。
ああ、ないぞ。そのようなさまつで戦うのもつまらない。くれてやる。第2のゲームだぞ。貴様にくれてやるわ。
She said, I'm not gonna go. She said, I'm not gonna go over that. Yo, I'm done with that. The instant she acknowledged her loss in the second game, 2 blue states gouged through Bito's chest this time. Dang, that's 2 out of 4. The witch's lungs were gouged, and they were intestine. Her face twisted in anguish. Yeah, I don't even have that image in my head. Her body twisted as she gasped in pain. You know how my family feels. The pain they felt. Dying many times. I'm sure it does. Yo, that's messed up. She didn't need to say that. She didn't need to say that. Oh, man. She wants him to give it his all too, though, so... Man. She just keeps reminding him.
殺してやる。お前を同じ細切れにしてやる。次だ。第3のゲームだ。いつまでへばってやがれ。てめえを地獄に叩き落としてやるのはこれからだ。
Yuck.
無論よ。これくらいでへばるものか。そうとも。まだまだこれからよ。さあ、第3のゲームを始めようぞ。
Yep, that clothespin situation, that was interesting one. That was interesting one. Now that one, what kind of deal he come up with this one? That's because that one, yeah. At the time, I theorized that Gramps was the culprit, and that after killing the other 5 and stringing the keys across each room, he'd constructed his own closed room in the boiler room. And that there, he died in an accident while carrying out some kind of scheme, burning to death in the boiler. But now I've declared that Gramps was already dead, so I've denied my own theory myself, ironically enough. However, so what are you going to say for this now? Okay.
犯行可能な人間は大勢いる。親族会議中だった大人たちが全員グルの犯行に及んだとさえ言い切れる。
Dang, that big claim right there. Yeah. Yeah. And envelopes too. Poison gas? Oh man. Guess that works. This dude being creative with it. Yeah, there's that though, so. There are none, so, but the killer's in the same room as them.
それぞれの部屋で殺害後、連鎖密室を構築した。しかし、最後の部屋の鍵だけはどうしても密室内に戻せない。
Yes, and yet, but yeah, they were able to do it. That's the case.
第一発見者が鍵を見つけたふりをして、誰かの死体のポケットから取り出して見せればいいからだ。
Okay, I see where he's going with that. Okay. And the gunshot sounds. She couldn't fully block the retort of that blue stake. Beetle was pushed back, and the blue wedge that was unleashed onto her one after another finally failed to block one, and once again took a severe wound. As she howled in pain, she pulled out the blue wedge that had pierced her right arm. The right arm. Beetle's entire body had been torn apart and pierced with blue wedges, stakes, and blades over and over again. And now she was totally covered in blood. But even so, Beetle grinned, cackling as though this was amusing. She's over here losing her mind. Ballad's over here losing her mind. I thought when she said mincemeat meat, I read that as Minecraft. I was like, what? What are you talking about, Beatrice? What are you talking about? By my own hands, jeez. Yep, we still have episode 4. Bezo had already counted my first powerful move, the 18th person X, by making the number of people on this island 17. But just limiting the number of people to 17 didn't overturn the theory that Aunt Ava was the culprit. I can crush most of the murders in the third game this way. Blood dripped from all over the body of the Golden Witch. I cornered her, this time thoroughly without mercy. This isn't a game played to decide who wins and who loses. Yeah, we aren't playing. Even the time I spent playing and fighting like this delays my trip home. In her isolation, Anji will continue to have her heart torn apart by loneliness and sadness. I have to go back to Anji as fast as I can. Mm-hmm. Literally, how much stakes are piercing her body? He keeps throwing that animation right there. Lies. For real. Hey, all out. True. So she expects the same. Yeah. She really keeps the salt on the wound. It just keeps sizzling. Mm-hmm.
俺はすでに第4のゲームの謎も全て青き真実で打ち破って
You did.
残る謎は第3のゲームの一番最後
Okay.
先生の殺人
The
だ
murder
けだ
of Nanja. That one was a puzzle right there. She got herself staked up and got herself hyped for a round 2 to get staked up. Man, jeez, Beatrice not in state though. She coughed violently, spitting up blood. Her insides had been punched through so many times, it was only natural.
ということはこの南條先生殺しの謎だけがお前が魔女であることの最後の防衛戦ってことになるな。
Mm-hmm.
そうなる。これを破られた。わらわすべての謎を。
Yep, all of them will have been defeated, yeah.
そなたの真実のいずれかを新しき赤
And present a new one.
反論するか
Tuh.
新しき謎を提示しない限りわらわ死ぬ。
Tuh. She'll die. Oh.
追い詰められて風前の灯火って感じには見えねえぞ。まだ何か隠し玉を持ってやがる。
Yep. Ace up her sleeve, maybe. A trick. Or something. Not a trick, but one more line of defense, maybe. Counter.
そなたという公的主によって生涯を閉じるのも悪くないと思い始めている。
Tuh.
そなたならやれるよな。やってくれよ。頼むよ。殺してくれよ。殺してばっかりでさ。殺された試しがねえんだよ。お前ら18人を幾百と殺してはきたけれど、殺された試しは一度もねえから、一回くらいは経験してみて
Yo,
んだ
Beatrice.
よ。
It was a graceless show of boldness, unchanged from before. But blood dripped from her mouth. Her once beautiful dress was covered with holes. and blood poured from all over her body, making her physical appearance stand in sharp contrast to her attitude. Maybe the shot she'd taken to the flank was still tormenting her, since she was still pressing down on it unconsciously without a trace of grace. But I've got no time for pity. As long as I feel sympathy for this witch, my family and I won't be released from this place. Until I defeat her, we won't be able to go home. In the outside world, it may be possible for even enemies to understand each other when circumstances change. But pure evil does exist. Evil that brings misfortune just by existing, and it's to be spared no compromise. Just by its continued existence alone, it's evil. True. Of course that wouldn't. So fun to choose which ones. Which six to choose. Yeah, sure. Yo. And in what order? Yo, that's just cruel. Yo. Trying to be nice to sound more cruel. Oh. She always goes back to that Anji scrap meat pile. Oh yeah, going back. Yeah, that was our objective. The 18th person X has been defeated, but I won't give in. I'll stop that witch breathing. Yeah. The end of the third game. It was announced in red that the survivors at that point in time, Balor, Ava, Jessica, and Nanjo were all uninvolved with Nanjo's murder. And it also proclaimed that he was murdered directly by someone before his eyes. All other people had the strongest possible alibi by having their deaths proclaimed in red. I'll break through this without using the 18th person as X. Okay. Don't think. Don't stop thinking. Her X doesn't bind me. It's also supposed to be her weak point. I've got to somehow use it against her. That's right. There's still a gap. A gap? Yeah, this way. I can break through it. Oh. This way, Beatrice's legend of the witch is finished. Mm. That's not proclaimed in red.
南條先生の死体が見つかった後の俺とエヴァの戦いにおいてだ。つまり南條先生を殺した時点では生きていた何者かがエヴァの死亡宣言までの間に死亡していればその感激は縫えることになる。つまりはこういうことさ。
Okay.
エヴァの死亡宣言で初めて死亡とされた人物の中に犯人がいて、その人物は最初うまいこと死んだふりをして俺たちをやり過ごした。そして赤での死亡宣言がないまま俺たちには死んだと思い込ませた。そして南條先生を殺し、その後に何かの理由で死んだ。そしてその後にエヴァが赤で死亡宣言を出す以上の仮説でも南條先生の事件は説明できる。
That makes sense. Okay. How's that, Beatrice? When you firstly asked that question, there's a terrible sound that can only be linked to that of a compressor. And a blue stake that was as thick as a log, jeez, ain't no one surviving that, appeared from under the earth and skewered the golden witch beetle, pulling her up into the air. Jeez. Ugly tearing sounds rang out, and each time a blue stake or wedge would appear and pierce Beatrice's body. When that finally ended, her tragic form was exposed there, cushioned by more than 10 stakes and wedges all over her body and dripping with blood, dangling and crucified. Oh, dang. But there's none of the dignity of the brutal witch who had sneered at the honor of the death and toyed with and killed hundreds of the living. The rain, which had started falling at some point, quietly tormented the crucified witch. Dang. As Balor heaved with his breathing and waited for some kind of answer from the Golden Witch, although it wasn't long, it took the witch a bit of time to show any signs of life. How? Yeah. A portion of the pain. Yeah, that's crazy. That's only a portion of the pain. It's true, because even as he said that, it seemed Balor had lost a little bit of his momentum at the extremely pathetic sight. Even if it was an enemy, he couldn't look straight at a woman exposed in such a brutal fashion. But even so, unless he destroyed Beatrice, this battle wouldn't end. Being begging. Huh? Bito let out a sob? That's dying. Dang. I still can't die. Huh. Man, that's wild. Like, for real. Like, for real. Yeah. Pizza. Oh, she was still talking? Pizza's expression was soaked with blood and tears. Balor certainly had been tricked by her at one point, so he was probably able to suspect that her expression, that even her tears, were an act. However, Balor believed in those tears. After all, those tears had the red truths mixed in with them. Everything. My heart. Yeah, what? Those were tears from pain and torment, or else. Either way, that pathetic expression was painful and bad to look at, even after burning with such anger. Yo. Yo. Mm-hmm. Yep, listen to it. Yeah, let's hear it. Or, I guess it's just to end it, so. End her, so. In her last breath, Bria summoned up all her remaining strength and managed to close both her hands into fists. Expose the truth. What? A red light began to gather at those fists. Then she lifted her arms, as though appealing to the heavens for something. all of me.
全て心臓を潰し
Mm.
貫いてね
Oh, with the killer. The red light around both her arms gradually began to strengthen. Okay.
おね
Yo, Ballard, do it. I'm tired of her. Like, I understand she's dying and stuff, but yo. After saying that much, her head tilted to the side a bit. Then her right arm lost its light and flopped down. Oh. But her left side alone did not lose its light and remained held out towards the heavens. Then, before Battler's eyes, another Beetle appeared with a faint form, transparent like a curtain. The crucified Beetle had already lost consciousness. However, the newly appeared faint Beetle quietly looked at me. Ghost Beetle? Her eyes expressionless. And spoke.
後ろ宮バトル今から私があなたを殺します
What?
それで
そしてたった今この島にはあなた以外誰も
I
い
don't
ま
know.
せん
Kill you? No one other than you on this island.
この島で生きているのはあなただけです島の外の存在は一切干渉できません
I understand. This is the last mystery Beatrice was able to make as a witch. She's trying to offer it to me, entreating me to solve this final mystery and kill her.
来いよお前の最後の謎俺が受け取ってやる
この島にあなたはたった一人そしてもちろん
And I am
私は
not
あ
you.
なたではない、
Mhm.
なのに私は今ここにいてこれからあなたを殺します
Hmm.
南條先生殺しの謎の強化版ってわけか
Huh.
それで
私は誰
Who am I?
それが
Oh.
お前の最後の出題なのか
Music switch up. Okay.
私は
Who
誰
am I? Huh. What? Then Beatrice slowly approached me and still expressionless held me. Yeah, I get it, Bito. I'll kill you. Don't worry. I also slowly held her head. Then I, as a piece, left the game board. Wow. Man, chills, man. Died on the 10th Twilight. Died in 1990. Interesting. What's this song now? Oh man. Stretch my legs a bit. What's an ending? I know that's the question thing. Wow. For real. Who am I? These questions of who am I? Man. Wait, that's how you spell Genji's name? Go to session 9/4. Yep. Then Ava Beatrice. Oh yeah, credits roll, man. Wow. Yeah, it's I just go through it all anyways. I didn't want to leave you on a cliffhanger. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be able to stream on Thursday, so you're gonna have to be on a cliffhanger for a week, so that's also why as well. So, man. Wow. Ooh. Over here about to lose my voice too. Fourth game, Alliance of the Golden Witch. Yep, that's the title of it. Man. Neck still hurt from earlier, man. Ears, man. Mine's new feature on the tile screen. Hey, achievement unlocked. I'll take that. Oh, 7th mod. Why my fan off? What did I unplug it? Man. Man. Okay, I know there's tips. I know it's question. Okay, I actually seriously have to end it now. We'll do the question thing next time, and we'll also start, I guess, the answers arc, episode 5. Because I'm done. My voice is done. I'm about to, my throat hurts a bit. So, we'll continue this next week, y'all. I'm tired. Wow. Thoughts on this? 100 out of 10 right here. 100 out of 10. What's a good one? Man. Actually, I'm losing my voice. Thank you for tuning in for this. Dang. Answers are insane. I'm looking forward to that. But yo, thank you for tuning in for this. I really do appreciate it. Wow. All the questions I didn't think we were actually going to do it, or at least make it. But yo, started this back in, when did we start the questions arc? When I started doing this? October? I think I started this in October, which was the perfect time. And now here we are in June, finishing the questions arc finally. So, man, how long for the answers arc? We'll probably finish the answers arc in October. That'd be really fitting if I actually went through the answers arc and finished it in October of this year. Unless the answers arc is a little longer, but yeah, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I wanted to stick it in. Yeah, I was thinking about ending, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to end on a cliffhanger. I would feel bad about ending on a cliffhanger. And I low-key myself, I'd be a little upset with myself if I ended on a cliffhanger too, especially since I won't be able to stream on Thursday. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I'm done. My voice. I'm actually losing my voice. I may have a video up tomorrow. I probably won't. I should let my voice recover. But episode 5 use extra to solve mystery. Okay. Yeah, I might have a video up maybe later on this week. Giving out some more thoughts about the questions arc and whatnot. I might have a separate video up this week. But yo, we did it. Well, almost. I'll check out the question thing and then. Oh yeah, I also need to buy the questions arc. Did I ever buy the answers arc? I don't know. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you for tuning in. I'm about to sleep and drink a bottle of water. So it also will help me figure out, okay, keep that in mind. So yeah, that's it for this today. I'm going to end it. Enjoy the rest of your week. And yeah, I'll be streaming Danganronpa this week. We'll be back with Danganronpa streams on the weekend. Yeah, I'll have the uploads up for this week for chapter 4. So yeah. And until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Yeah, this questions arc at Umineko. 99.9% complete. So, yeah. Peace and out.